say dodo na jiri say Arsenal wo year bia I was on Premier League na I was a this year. I was a this year simply because o share Arsenal project na no omo ye na en kakra it seems say afe na project no aboa no ye pa and beyond project na aboa no ye no also o share the trajectory of Arsenal opponents in the Premier League na omumbo modern enti the ebema waka say oh Arsenal beji league no say league ni omo ngwa na omo bo omo ni afofo na ebo enu nti no say Arsenal beji league na match will depend on omo opponent na so ahoden vis-a-vis the Arsenal betimi aye and go gidi say wo hwe Arsenal omo opponent be say Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea West End the Tottenham ne ademo baka ho a they've not shown enough quality consistency any BBA league and che Arsenal nti go gidi say Arsenal na omo likely to win nemum no ede na ye kofa agitations ne ba for me no man kiti bi de edi kan Arsenal G Premier League na che omo G bi ache and anya so omo G bi ache no the history is raw say they don't compete. There are sometimes Arsenal had competed. Omo abobra class omo tinye win Premier League no. Then they bottle it a lot of the times. And they've already created a certain impression. And it's an impression of my creating no. And won't comfort him so continuously. Arsenal ne kaya 10 years. That is the reason why. Even in the year where Arsenal opponent seems to be weak, say Arsenal Istanbul kakrebia, they give people flashbacks. Say,
Arsenal no one come.
The new one go for you. Ana omo yabe yana. That has been the problem. Now, beyond that, Rich, say ocean numbers in so HSA Arsenal must set up. The first numbers points are Arsenal are dropping from winning positions. Yera unse obiasi obeji liga. Ye ni bukefa and obeji league. So we are playing the 2025-2026 season. But forget about match boy in 2025. Careful no bunu in the year na ye be league now. In 2026, since I read 2026, Rich, only Oliver Glasner of Crystal Palace, and Nuno Espirito Santo of West Ham, and are dropping points from winning positions than Mikel Arteta. Omunyo no nyina drop 8-8, Arteta drop 7.
That is bad.
Exactly. Kisa upe league Nadia. You don't join this category.
Some kwa. Ya sa sia de afin ko focus amonene. Na ya be wi dwumade no awo ayefie mu se every weekend bia no. In fact the again say on the weekend ni na no. You send bi wa ya hye da nya time. And we were and discussing the Amfamamo and into no yet we can say ya na yeda bre na ye room and so at me at the Amamo Amanin 70 na into of course and a pension of fresh ones in Swaba and also yedebeka home na afej medino yet me at the Amamo and so I will a show no Nhyira 104.5 FM. Thank you very much for choosing Nhyira passports over the others. Na garbage one had that enchekra ani and the cost amu nyina no om de ebe kwa amene na amene ne nsema mabobo no nyina no omatimi adi aman ansana ye de fisam no of course atwam so awo aye dwumadie no so utie live on radio no so a mesel ka ho na efa phone bra YouTube Nhyira TV oba on subscribe channel na me pacho subscribe mommy anytime bia e betena se no benya video no ana so benya message a eche se Nhyira passports ya tena se ya de agode mu nsam no ade ba uwia na odo message no eja ho in fact the na opesa oka ade emfa show no so bia no aha sisi ide obetimi ade afa YouTube Nhyira TV na garbage no de akwa amane ne ba ya kenka messages amode abrenyen abo aye dwumadie no so but enye ntintiem se na be betimi aka dodo na enso abo aye dwumadie no eso na se de nanim no weekend games ho amane ni fie na you be a proper preview of the games, you know. I started from the Premier League, you know. The tennis Chelsea, about Burnley, na Man City, so about a team, your friends and Newcastle, and near you men on che, and a sad game no bet me out to China, Nottingham Forest, about Liverpool, na the North London Derby, Tottenham Hotspur, and so at Nefi, at Mikel Arteta team, as I say. I'm on for say I'm a tight ambition no as a ya hito rocks no so is jeopardy I mean to know ni games am pamcho ye be dis community na no awo aye dwumadie so La Liga so no the tennis Osasuna ebo Real Madrid na Barcelona and so about team from say Levante no aye La Liga ni games aka ni na no ye de hon some day but of course see so interesting games so Atalanta Napoli Milan, Parma, any the other games, you know, and so many say you be doing come Bundesliga, of course. Bayern Munich ababo a Frankfurt. Na oko French league in Monsua. PSG and so abo Emet Bobukuna. And so I want some na you see UEFA. I find team from Barcelona. I find Benediana Barcelona koya ya find omin. And so you the details are more at the Bremo. Name say or consider Ogusua or Jenny home say by December and also I retire from football. Now or share said the home no and so ABC Ako Chelsea and a new front shirt sponsorship. And also no Yadimin Comunano at the Bedamo our Jumedi so Yabefia of course Black Stars in Comono Yaba sign to also na ye debate baby a bit fano Yatisa Black Star technical and no crano Yabate Honda Mamo. Say almost say sa two friendly games abobo Austria nyame yadoma 27th of next month na for Germany 30th of next month no sa two games na Black Stars here body abobo ho for the World Cup no ombe say the local component no and so enya omochepa sorry omunya omochefa na omosukosi eya kan bi edema the Black Stars of Ghana eno na yete say Hearts of Folk two goalkeepers Benjamin Asari and Soborom Agbesi some rente me na no se collab ne ba amrante edia ebenyo mudin se na goalkeepers no so ekodem at the ama the Black Stars of Ghana na ye bisa say is it fair say one team ebenya two goalkeepers in our national team and ye bedin komo no at the afọ of course Salim Adams and Arante he be Jody and so ha and so yebesa ka hwasem awo dwumadie so na afei the Ghana Premier League Monday 23 assign atwaso this weekend and yebenya Vision obo Bechem United na ochina Kumasi Asante Kotoko ewrem awo wanchi after losing to Hearts of Folk no amo and a young Apostles babo na Hearts of Folk after some so basha Asante Kotoko na no kwasiada awo Kumasi Baba Sports Stadium no so attrain team here from say Brekum Chelsea. Any the other games in Nana for Yabefia, Yababi Disan Comono, Abo a year a fee. In Shawans of 4.5 weekend edition, I'm in Schneider Guitar Pass was 12 o'clock and na ever sorry na Yedidino Ama Abenwaha news team no now from so about also etimi adiama. See idea. ye come na garbage ram Gabi the foreigner ane Andy Costa amumienu na no collabo no amakabum adi amanene nsem no enso etimi adi abenti join your live our YouTube Nhyira TV fa o message no bra sisi ebra ye ko amanene na afei ye ba ya kan message awdo ni na no enso etimi adi amame fisam no me say ye ba me question ami bisawo and say Benjamin Asare Solomon Agbesi munina aye 2 goalkeepers yet is likely Ghana against Austria and Germany ni na no emrante omo na be keep people so no edi ama aye Ghana is it fair eno any question ene ye bisawo enso awo ejumadi ni so ntino obetimi adjoin na afei ode o message na ba na yakenkan enso etimi edi amamo akwasi good morning good morning
good morning
what to say
nyame adumeyo
ye de nyame ase ye de nyame ase na yesimonya new sponsorship bi omutu ya kakra de na ye scan ye
na say team a waje club world cup de
team
a waje ya kana say conference league inche team a waje champions league inche ya de say we yes sponsor na do ho be boss team na be si de na wuntia
open mrani o no, this is a simple question.
And I made sure.
FIFA Club World Cup. And Conference League.
Sisi out here. We be best see no so about befawa. Oba chance we share from ayi.
And they come credentials.
Avi Okada.
What do you say?
Okada we use 2.4 liters nefa. Engine no 2.4. We use what chance ya mando sa se ota se coat pa. This Saturday say ni bo na fo. Nti eno na wo hwe na ade abo ho bo. Babra yan so ye bi ye say. Ya di Champions League nche ye. O compare ne ya afo mu a.
And no cre.
Ya di Conference League. You UEFA de. Ya sa di FIFA Club World Cup. And you FIFA de. Boya bi. Nti no o check ya. Analysis ya so Premier League num so no na nei na say points na ye kakra na fi last 2 seasons be nyina no ba ko na enye na last one there na ye kama nti anu che say sponsor ba say ebo no so
okay but says can here
was oh kwabla na den ye
na nkofo no mo he say mbetimi amom mileage no chance na betimi amom mileage no ho timi ebo conference there
okay nti
betimi amom sa mileage na wo be no
me de start bi ba
start bi ani asem we ma bi bisa
team a da bi okwabde dia wo kan wanu ye na me de ma wo no team a already team already 5 matches ente so we ne matches at baako mienu miensa ena enum team baako say akwa baako ajaniti be 430 days ni so na ni team ni go so ye die ni me ye nansanya etukwabra male be mbiem no pe matches ye be we ne etukwabra male be na chance o we ne matches enti no
okay
eno ana na me ka de ne problem bi eni o but obi aka na
o bi eni ho bi eni o me say
samuna na no da Snapdragon for the chance na mon qualify for Champions League ti do o mati muzika no so
o meju muzika bra ade
o mati muzika
na se nse bebo
enti mu ba na o mati be ka de e ma so obi atie sika so because your body mbo so ani
ate wo mpam so ye come na ya hwedwumadi na se e de amamo
on account radio station ya Santa Manante atumini na no pe yatena yakọ Crofman so ya the update ne the event we the so be dwane wo YouTube handle ya ka to say live on YouTube Nhyira 1045 FM Nhyira 1045 FM and I say Nhyira TV we start for Nhyira TV ababa na afi won so wet me subscribe ya anytime be a video be abeto no WhatsApp e betimi aka na afi wo messages no akwakoja e be pam ya kenkan nyina dia ma wan se awodo nyina so matches to dwa den atese na no pe ne yatena se ye di won koba kakra Ediama Beta. I started from La Liga. Na yedi nkoma kakra Oko La Liga. No other game back to and the Athletic Club de Bilbao mo and so the empty and this year they say Bilbao etomo epom ntenam ye no mo so atimi temu ba kwa na chese enya sam kotwa kwa no ye reporter eba and now no payada matches aka nyina betwende enom enso ya abarba 5 matches ana chese eba so Ria so sada bobo ko de tenafie wo ne Ria Oviedo na eba na fe yenya Betis wo ne Real Vallecano bebo ye benya Osasuna wo betenafie atwen Madrid na fe so Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano wo mo enso ene Espanyol Barcelona ana edisi en teru ye matches etotwa ene ewo dwumade so ene no ye keche kakra ede ama wanchisi ahodo so enti ye betozo kakra etinada matches eba so na tefe wo mo ne Sevilla na ebo afie benya Barca wo mo enso ne Levante ebo na yenya Celta Vigo wo mo ne Mallorca na bebo ama Villarreal betena fie ene Valencia edi esi ene Monday Football Deportivo Alaves enso ne Girona game no etotwa enti ene ye matches ebetotwa awo La Liga ano pay no ye di unkoba kakra ediama Madrid ana LED the league table wo mo 60 points ye benya Barcelona wo mo 58 points wo mo tosumi no afi Villarreal etosumi ensa 48 ana Atletico Madrid etoso na 45 points we benya Betis wo mo 41 points wo mo tosunum abantra to dia Kylian Mbappe ekwa 23 goals Vidat Muriqi ekwa 16 goals Ferran Torres ekwa 12 goals Anti Budme ekwa 11 goals Robert Lewandowski ekwa 10 goals Lamine Yamal ekwa 10 goals Borja Iglesias ekwa 10 na wanya Mikel Yazabel wonsum ekwa 10 goals eno ya ntina ansa and sitie oko friend league ana eno ada Stade Brassois wom ati Olympique de Marseille epom ntina mi no mo entmante wonim so omo change omo coach enter we no aye baye ana baba fa na papara meza gwabra ne first match no walu so yo enti eno aso nkoma kakra ne ene matisa etotwa na asidi lance bo kodo wo mo tena fie omo ni AS Monaco ana eboni anya tulu wo mo ani Paris FC bebo ye benya PSG wo mo ni Metz ana edisi anite ene 3 matches etotwa ne etena da matches aka nyina etwa so AJ Wozio wo mo ni Stade Rennais ye benya Angers wo mo ani Libertopo ni anya no ntibobo kono wo mo ni Le Havre ebo OG Sinis ani Laurent enso di siane na fe Strasbourg ani Lyon edi siane no ye tena matches na okom league log so AS Lons about for the league table na sign trend 52 points ne kromo PSG toso mienu wo mo 51 points na waba benya Lyon wo mo toso miensa 40 points ekra Marseille ana Feli Metropolitano sunum wo mo 34 points ebant na to the Mason Greenwood wo no ekra 14 goals afa Joaquim Pinachelli wo kra no ekra 12 goals when Esteban Lepau wo kra 11 afa Branta de Pavasic ekra 10 goals Wesley Said ekra 10 Odsoni Odwet ekra 8 goals Osman Dembele enso ekra 8 na wanya Ilman Kemal wono suro ekra 8 goals ano ayantina tono awo friend league anafe Jakwa German Bundesliga yenin koma kakra men so 5 ano ada omene Hamburger SV womo po 1-1 ene matisa kan toto na etwende yebenya Bayern Munich combat na fie womene Eintracht Frankfurt na ebo na yenya FC Cologne womene Chiedi Hoffenheim bebo yebenya Union Berlin wabro omene Bayern Leverkusen edise the Forsberg bobo kono ene Augsburg this year of RB Leipzig womene Borussia Dortmund ana ebo etena matisa toto na yemiensa yebenya Freiburg wobo ene Borussia Mönchengladbach edibese ne St. Pauli ene Werder Bremen bebo na yena Hededium womo so Stuttgart na ebo eba the league log na Bayern bobo kono womo kra 57 points womo ana LED Borussia Dortmund ekra 51 womo tosumi no afetie de Hoffenheim atosumi ensa womo 45 points 42 points no ekra Stuttgart womo atoso enan enum ye RB Leipzig bobo kono 40 points and the Clermont eba ne ntina no dia Hurricane ekra 26 goals Luis Diaz ekra 13 goals ana Denis Wundaf ekra 12 goals Seu Grassi ekra 10 goals Haris Tabakovic ekra 10 goals Michael Olise ekra 10 goals Nadim Ameri enso ekra 10 goals anafe Andre Kamaraj enso ekra 9 goals ano aye reporter etota ewo aye German Bundesliga enano pen yade ho nkoba kakra ade tanwo.
Okay, quickly yen free Germany na yen to so Italy na mame fantom anim say weekend we matches are eba so Serie A no no match week 26 na the tense and Ebra omu game ebaso no yenya Sassuolo team na omu tena fie Estadio Mape Citadel Tricolori Reggio nell'Emilia womu shemiensa ema Hellas Bologna womu entimante na player first Andre Penamonti and a chef first go Edma Sassuolo and watch Domenico Berardi enya penalty ekobato twene rebound and what the second go Edma Sassuolo team no afe Abrante fence Berardi esa the third goal eso so Edma Sassuolo eti ano Sassuolo team no womu tena fie ewini 3-0 eti Hellas Bologna na and watch no and Saturday yawa 3 games ha eba so Italian Serie A ebo 2:00 PM Allianz Stadium Juventus ebetena fie wom ani Como enebo eno chileche etena fie wom ani Inter Milan ebebo 5:00 PM na fe ebo 7:45 PM Cagliari fie wom ani Lazio enebo Yakopon yadma ochina Sunday early kick-off 11:30 AM anopa na Genoa ebetena fie Estadio Luigi Ferraris wom ani Torino enebo eno chi Atalanta Juve Stadium Bergamo omo Napoli 2:00 PM and watch 5:00 PM Giuseppe Meazza Stadium Milan fie wom ane Parma enebo afe Roma wom betena fie Stadio Olimpico Rome ochina 7:45 PM wom ane Cremonense ebebo afe Yakopon yadma Monday 5:30 PM Fiorentina Stadio Atame Franchi wom bo Pisa na fe Bologna atena fie Stadio Renato da Ara na omni Udinese Calcio game abaso 7:45 PM yami yadma Monday and a sad game ebaso na the team say after match week 25 Serie A no Inter Milan and the na Inter Milan 61 points and watch AC Milan wom tosumienu wom 54 points and watch Tima Jefrom said Napoli wom tosumiensa wom 50 points after AS Roma tosu 9 wom 47 points omo 47 points and after Juventus wom tosu enuma wom so 46 points na Capo Cannonieri top scorer Serie A Lautaro Martinez enedikan was 14 goals and watch Nico Pass 9 goals and watch Christian Pulisic afi Abrantia Jefferson Anastasios Dovikas afi Kenan Yildiz Rasmus Højlund and afi Rafael Leao women yina ashe 8 goals apiece and ano penya the update Matthew Fonya show no so afi yemfree Italy na yentwaso England na match week 27 and a weekend where eba so Premier League na mame fanti wonu say next Saturday about 3:00 PM 3 games and eba so Premier League Aston Villa Villa Park wom any Leeds United and ebo and watch Brentford Everton fie wom ba Brighton Hove Albion na fe okọ Stamford Bridge Chelsea etna omni Burnley and ebo na Liam Rosinia manager edema team from say Chelsea manager na say baby a Premier League na do no and say Chelsea and say Chelsea team no gomo twabunkum and say omo hwanifa adeba ko say Chelsea team and say omo focus on game bi omo bia no so omo hye Chelsea one manager Jefferson Liam Rosinia.
It's February. There's plenty of time. I swear I've not even considered what time we're playing. We need to win our game. It's as simple as that. We need to do our job. And it's not going to be simple. Burnley went away to Crystal Palace and won. You watch Wolves. This is a strong league. You watch Wolves yesterday in their performance, and we have to take care of our business regardless of what time we play. This is such a strong league now. Every team can beat everyone. That's why the league is so close in terms of points between so many teams. What we have to do is we have to focus on our own performance.
Okay, the Blues of Chelsea manager Francis Liam Rosinia and our tenant Casa or Casano. Now the Chelsea and about 5:30 PM West Ham United, one better our London Olympic Stadium, woman Bournemouth enable and which 8:00 PM Etienne Stadium, the Sky Blues of Man City, fear only Newcastle United and about Pep Guardiola, a manager Man City, Inter City boss only Newcastle and about Sene City at Misha, a Chelsea Premier League in Omuklosi Gabano at about 2 points. Inter City, one manager first Pep Guardiola.
12 games is a lot, like I said before. So it's Newcastle. It's only I'm concerned. I'm not concerned. We're concerned in the League Cup, the final against Arsenal when it's coming there. But it's now rest and after Leeds. It's always have been like that. You won't anticipate, as a journalist, I understand. You won't anticipate what is going to happen. You know, it's going to be champion this team. It's going to be champion this team. That doesn't count. It's Newcastle. That's all.
But do you feel you have a better chance of winning the title than you did, say, at Christmas?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen these next 12 games. So I don't know.
Okay, the Sky Blues of Man City on manager first Pep Guardiola, and I'll take Guardiola and cancel Ocasano. Now Guardiola, you know, cancel training, no. It was say City any chances there. We met Magic Premier League in Edison Manaswana. Now Guardiola saw no ground when him games in the Omuguswambo, when him say, woman subsequent matches are Edio Manimino, Ed Depa, Ombo FK, and I say Carabao Cup final, Eddie Tia Arsenal, and Wachi, woman games are more dinamum, Ninach, I was a City for no, woman money down now, I'm consistent. Serbia, money bon about come and no, a manager, Adama City, Pep Guardiola, and at the San Simon Atuja, Nanyakupa Ochina Sunday, about 2 o'clock p.m. 3 games, Ebansu El Premier League, Crystal Palace, El South Park, Woman Wolf, and Ebo, and watch Nottingham Forest, Everton F. Our City Ground Stadium, Woman Liverpool, Sunderland, our Stadium of Light, Woman Fulham, and Ebo, now Fenyami Adama Ochina, 4:30 p.m. Our the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, your North London Derby, Basso Tottenham Hotspurs, Fear Omani Arsenal and Ebo, a big game, and my new interim manager, and my Tottenham Hotspurs. I got Thiago. Now we got Thiago. It's answer the first game I bought at Arsenal. Arsenal for any other prize answer. Woman Mumania now Premier League. Gompesa Omogin Omaswesi. No Spurs boss Akasa. Yente Spurs Omo interim manager. Jafense Igo Thiago.
Yeah, we speak from day first. So we have this 3-4 session. From day first, I go immediately very concrete things because there is no time to lose. Even with choosing the exercise, I need to choose the exercise for that in a short period they can do the improvement. You know, not losing too much time on basic principles. Maybe sometimes I do. You know. So what I said is it's not, of course, possible in short trainings to do big changes, of course, but something we need to see, and I'm sure that we will see something. I saw the players very available. Really motivated.
Okay, Ego Thiago and our tenant guys. I was say when in the first game, Animal Tottenham Hotspurs, and your fate and over changes, baby. Name one boy snackers away, say, one boy snackers a match we know, a important game, Animal Tottenham Hotspurs, and also Mutimisha, none opposite number, the Gunners Arsenal, woman boss her first Mikel Arteta, pressure, Arteta, so Genti Arsenal boss, Mikel Arteta.
What I've seen is a tremendous reaction again, and I'm not surprised at all. I mean, when you lose points, also in the last kick of the game again, in a very unpredictable manner, I would say, because to predict somebody with a 0.2 expected goals probably and one shot to concede an equalizer the manner that we did it is nobody can really understand that. But this is football, and that's the beauty of it. And that was a chapter. So we have a long season. Chapter 27 says, okay, we draw against Wolves in this manner. What I'm very interested is about the next one. Is what
Okay, Mikel Arteta and our tenant Kase, BBNC, and Kofo and Speculati Ekikase as a team. No, woman to Premier League and Mania, say, woman ball game editor of Amty Wonders. Now I was Arsenal, I shall want to manche, Lemon also a focus on the next game. And I Arsenal manager first Mikel Arteta, and I just handsome Atuja. Now Yamia no your Monday night football, Ebanso, our Premier League, Yakupo Yaduma Monday, 8 o'clock p.m. our Hell Dickinson Stadium, Everton, Elfie. Woman and the Red Devils of Manchester United and Ebo. Now, Mamma Fantuan is Arsenal team. No, go about 27 matches. Woman 58 points. Man City at Tosumino. Woman about 26. Woman 53. And what she Aston Villa Tosumian, woman 50 points. Man United at Tosunai. Woman 45 points. And after Chelsea, woman Tosu Enuma. Woman so 44 points. Now, the 10th top scoring chart. Our Premier League. Ellen Haaland and Eddie Kine. Watch 22 goals. And watch Igo Thiago L17, Antoine Semenyo as 13 goals. Afe Aratia first Hugo Ekitike, Joao Pedro and Afe Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Women as 10 goals apiece. Afe Brian Buemo and Afe Bruno Guamaraj. Women so as 10 goals and on a player update. Emma Tifoina El Jonoso.
Okay, so now I'm trying to Kakana update Nibi. Emra Oko YouTube and Anafe with a comment in the Abana, Yaj Brena, Yakin Keninam, Ediama wants to shout with us now. Meko Pasa Kate. Na Madin Kobaka Barcelona Sasia as sign players na we am Kodano from the Ayalamasia na Omenisa Neja or Mababa Basa Bino na Ometima by the senior side net to me I kama reporter Mensaka no pay Oko Norway City Yasomu Akodaba Koho your friend AJ Tavares na Akodana Yasoni Bobo Yepa Basa Asasia di Akodane Hong Komo na Yasi somewhere January Anna Basa establish the contacts no and almost Sasia Din Koma metiti say German clubs in the BP approach Branton Sanka Omunya Brantana and Combesan Age reporter by Yasa Brantana and Yapinian Phantom Atlanta Yasa Branton be fly na wako Barcelona Crodomo Catalonia Crodomo na wako kwa Medicasanum Adiama Basa Bibia go track down be trene Basa Tina by Monday na Tasania Menina Timaya Kaba Adiama Kodana ni reporter Mesaka ewo Jumedia so na Mekota Can Rice na PFA player of the year no since no massa the rank in eba why na like say PFA player of the year obetimi akọ Adiama na omutasa Declan Rice and the only player or crowd the 50% chance so obetimi enya and you all had the rank in Declan Rice I Arsenal player we crowd 50% chances say you betimi Edis award no Adiama no Erling Haaland our city we no crowd 44% and Pato 24% see betimi di amano ana Bruno Fernandes for Manchester United one no 14% and after Arsenal player Martin Zubimendi 8% say one no subetimi enya ana Jeremy Doku 6% say PFA player of the year no ebi betimi akọ Ediame City player Nidin Eddie Jeremy Doku eno reporter etotwa ewo dwumadi so na maminko Manchester United womuko owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe na menino ho nkoba kakra ubeka na no da me babeka to say papa no beka say immigrant ade Britain man no ede aboso na say UK man no omate ede aboso ntanka be yakura danke jobia mane ko ni kroma na nka asembia no mpato yase Premier League no FA ni paying for no FA paying no na omaka to paying say impempen de anya de so be man ban bia na say wo betwa fine bia de ma nemum wo mu bon kokko ohwe nanum nsem ye wo hu ba bia yeso o kansem ene ba bia ni kwan so o kansem na ohun say eye football na oye sabio enye politics na oye ntino so o kan bia ohun ba bia otina ata so o kasansem no eno enso ye kokoba yesi FA no ade ma Manchester United co-owner wono 25% pay the core Manchester United Messi papa yi say ko ye 50% anka Manchester park no so kokura be yi mpaboa ansa na be ko park no so a wetimi akwa no ye Sir Jim Ratcliffe reporter if you paying a kati Eddie Ebanie and koma kakra metete ye say Nema say obe retire and also all retire na Brantene de hu commandra na yasi by December say eniama anko de wa Nema si pedia ebe retirement ne betimi aba be 2 weeks ago na sankobo we say asia na ano ana Nema nkasa Eddie amanobo Eddie ba say no kra sani ya tete sababa penete waso no sabi otie ni feelings na say otie na ni feelings ana say na koma katan say or retire by December obe retire say oha na bia bo no so obokọ nanim kakra obaba amana kwananim ti no say bia obekọ wake up ana so onko wake up no ejina na ho odin so ene de we niam be si akwenti bato say wuti say Neymar retire na time say football no epra no man ho kwan ano ye reporter Neymar edi eba wo dwumadi so na anọpa no ye ka kire kakra edi ma na Rafael ya waka statement bi beta kwabra say wenti abrante ni ye pa obeka so person o say Ronaldo onim ni wo ba bia ano na ye bi say Rafael ya say World Cup no eba so na one player nim say World Cup no o person o ti bi aye Cristiano Ronaldo na o he Ronaldo wo je Ronaldo adwini mu a de na o he Ronaldo adwene kwabra say akwasi we nyam nim ni ye bi say akwasi we anata say de be firi anu aba no say kwabra odi na adwenem na be say de Ronaldo adwene but ye bi say Rafael ya no Rafael ya say ono onim Cristiano Ronaldo kwabra de nti waka say o say personally oni Ronaldo enye namfofo a bia oni Ronaldo din komana wawu de wo Ronaldo na adwenem ena say de Ronaldo adwene bia obeka to no Rafael ya and so bu bisa sa question nyame anim ne onye Ronaldo adamfo beta de onim ye say ba no World Cup player ba ko obebo the Portuguese national team Cristiano Ronaldo ana trophy na ye ka ho asem no trophy Ronaldo enya ntibida enti on the na adwene de Ronaldo be presa wobeji sa trophy no enti World Cup no mo ba de o ye so say Ronaldo be bo mo ye pa ana Ronaldo na nkasa no o ye very enthused say wobetimi enso ade this trophy na fe so ba be ka no na amani mu aye duye pa enti on do say na adwene no do be fi say Ronaldo adwene no ane yankoma kakra so Rafael Leao adi eba dwumadi so Avalo Abaloa eno ada ensentofo ko bi say Winnie Junior edi nkoma na Vinicio Junior say no all handle situation no so one day na adwum de enema mu yeden adi ma Vinicio Junior ye pa because so no pa anka be yeden dia ma because was on atem de enya no krada so bi ni na tabda amanfo di na tempa papa but so be di the color e be di na tempa de wono aya velo abalo no enya de so be di sade na aya ne denti wo sade no me de fini so tunya no aya de ha adwene ye pa na eno beka mba beka tom say yes FIFA any akwapam bi omni the peace board na sa peace board no aye Donald Trump ana ati aye sa ne board o mo say wo mo bo ma Gaza na ayi Israel for no ko say ho no wo ma ko siesie ho ama FIFA president Infantino ba beka so wo mo de niam agu akwan mo ata so mo ko si pitches ho wo mo ko academy ho wo mo wi a 20 seater capacity enu ye stadium a wo mbesi ho na etima bo ma Gaza enso etima for ntuma pefra kwabna ena no pa reporter mensaka ese mami a woko International Olympic Committee a wotwa no aye kesi aye Coventry ano de ba se nyame anim nie dia papa na koye ye hwehwe anim ye pa kwabna on person mo chese ade no aye politicians ne kokosia ya wo mo kokoye sa peace board no enti wo Gianni Infantino koye de ho wo mo se die ku mo koye se wo mo ye papa ne ni tiri ho na apa na kwabna eche bi na etua so ye che no de na we anim USA ana ewe anim na de ama asem na ye yi koye se won se Donald Trump ewo number bia eya eno no ese etre se Donald Trump ono na answer or you undefeated bibi obeye bia na ekomu edimu pepepe number no anye ebia 45 ebia 47 wo be na eda hom na omonse ni chena Infantino say no sa 45 na ebi ebo hom ana omo he nso no echene se no nso no USA ana ebo anim ana omo so omo ka mo pay na tiase say won be an investigation na so omo investigation no na say politics no kwa dia and the controbia so omo he na ye Infantino asotwe enso atimi akọ edema because we dey football ana we dey munti sentina politicians akọ mu meeting na okọ akọtena se akọ shabo akese ho ene reporter patom etotwa ewo dwumade so na no pe yedi update ni bi adida Manchester United star boy na no da no prize say isi Manchester team no we kwa ankapa tudoku ana na anko star boy na no da no prize reporter men say ka say ajadogu akaka bi no wa fully fit yesi wakwa anim ye pa Covington enter chance was full training as here at the Manchester United na watumi asase kan at the Manchester United bobo no na I go to do reporter men say ka say Tottenham Hotspur players ni nyina wo frame nyina say omumra dina na ade a wo say opeso he say na be team no obenya the unity na afa team no da pro games no munya na niam asase adane na niam men say ka say yesi papa no ono ataya sade na ebo ni ye pa ana oba team bia fufuro ma ne first match de kwankro bia so oba we ne na tase etima kama ba bi obekọ bia ya de say the first game ya de so owene etimo amatwa ni okọ to the same thing ya de say okọ ma say the same thing okọ last with the same thing etimo amatwa ni no I got to do na mo hu no enso I was Chris no so no total so oba in the first game aniama etima koye kama ediama no reporter men say wake up here America for no ade beti bia mo se sansem mo beka na no da me ba beka to say woko eye Massachusetts wo mo ewo city ba ko ha wo mo so omo no so mbe deploy wo mo police form ma boban a wo me hia sika bi sa sika no ma nya paade a enya se o mbe deploy wo mo police for kabra no by reporter men say ka say yesu ko New York ana New Jersey a wo mo chase sa eye fan fest na eye o mo tie no mo de no ma cancel gento ma cancel yes o mo se o mo check a so mo nye sa de no kwabra mbebo ka ade se sitini bebo ka ye pa entenya de so mbe sa de no course no wo so nemom jom be ye pa yes so obi esia ene ye what party ana afa street fair ene ne jom be ye na sa fan fest ne de anya de so media JB because eno be so misika ye pa no eye reporter men saka ewo dwuma de so na no pa me ka kire ade ma na Arsenal for na no ta ana ta se omu promote wo mu paying ba ko ata so ba so no na ene no ye technical director Edma Arsenal bobo ko ni din Eddie James Ellis na James Ellis yaso ko recruitment wona no da no wo Arsenal ana Arsenal for so wa ya adwuma ye pa ento ma elevate no Edna ba technical director ti anka oni andre ba ta mo na me ya adwuma nanka Arsenal bobo ko na nyema anye kama fama kwabna ye ja no ma ne ba ya by within be ya 3 months pe reporter men say ka say papa ne chaso 7 months die was say adwuma na ade so betibe aye biem nti ono so ade to ho ɛno ɛyɛ reporter mensaka ɛwɔ dwumadie so Gianluca ɛyɛ Presiani na ɔno yɛ Benfica player atasa Vinicius Junior babaka se sebio waye na aboa be na bedi kwadu aboa be na bedi kwadu ama tese game no ye pause game na kire ansa na ye to aso kwabna eno da ye se UEFA efra koda no se omna meche na sobo Vinicius Junior e di abo ni odi 4 anaso odi bem abante se nyame anim ni odi bem nokre so ka bibi kire Vinicius Junior na de okate Vinicius Junior de kwabna enya ado asem emom homophobic ana cheso yusu ye anti aye gay aye omo west no mu yusu no wose no bi na oyusu ye no kra waka bibi di che Vinicius Junior na mom na nya sabe aboba na bedi kwadu ade ana ka che Vinicius Junior anti anu ye de aye se no ada okoka che UEFA for no ne ye se UEFA so aboma 4 kokko ana omabo aye Benfica 4 kokko se ensem no ekoso nyina se omudi wie na se wa hu beka se kim no kwabna ene sobo a ye de bebo ana se ban ne fan be kwade ama no enya asem goto emom UEFA for catch branten say ensem no mba bewem do so de na no di sem e de abade emom so omo yo investigation wie na se bo branten na kwabna 5 to 10 matches man ana omo de me ba koda no aside that no 5 to 10 million 10 million euros eno ye fan ya we betimi de ama koda na other penalties eka ho afenso no ade se ene matches bebre e ho a ni team na nkasa beba se Benfica on be disqualify mo crab one be disqualify mo and yan fan say ebia against Madrid one be winning anaso mo winning say omo twetwem na say ebotim ne dia and e kwankro bia so no ene ma be kwade chairman ne reporter mensa eka e wo dwumade so na no pe no meka che kakra e dia ma wan say wodo so record na meka wan asem no ma minwie hana and into so answer meka to say wo bi sam say Chelsea say wo manya a new sponsor na yebetimi amatim no wo mo a omede sponsor ne ba no wo manyo musika na kwabna tie sisi na Premier League no wo mo aye ranking na ranking no mo ye na team a wo ma win 5 matches atwa so atase entire kra tie ni yo wo ma win 5 matches atwa so entire na omo ye mu di no mo si 19 days ni ana Chelsea win 5 matches twa so entire and to ko Premier League ni ma team say wo mo nyina team a so win matches and twa so but Chelsea na din kan wo bia ni ho what the for where you know him di ube se Chelsea de din kan team otosu me no Aston Villa one no winning 5 matches at entire 54 days utimi se ne de bi wom Manchester City 54 days Arsenal 107 days Liverpool 149 days Leeds United 185 days na we 185 okay yankwe Burnley 292 Wolves 299 Newcastle 309 Crystal Palace 327 days and Brighton 348 days new Nottingham Forest 404 days Tottenham Hotspur 504 days. Now Manchester United there 732 days. Not as almost 1,000 days. Hey, Manchester. Somebody are going to be better. Hey, Sapa Manchester Babo match 1 wa win, number 2 wa win, number 3 wa win, number 4 wa win, number 5 wa win pato. Yes, ya pa 732 days. I want to be because story nanga the hope de ya bibia kabia header ehia biem enso ewo enti ane ya reporter eto so ewo edwumade so na anje poster kogro update amensa ekane na yesi papa no kwabna ose oka cho bia se ope league pa emu ye den na team bi ni coach ye den pa da over Premier League na was Manchester United kwabro was Manchester United coach den no was over Manchester kwabro bi hedim bobo obi aye coach wo enti se wo ya wadu zo ye coach na wa wen ye ma ya ensamo mbeka ade afa ho na nyasam koto akra ento de na adwunu pa de Manchester de nyame anim nie anya so ye coach am se de ma de ma no badwunu ho pa because was ni coach ye den ana kwabra no pa menya betre ade team a omu coach ye den ade aba na nya Manchester United sa na omu coach ye den kwabna yesi nyina team a ye den pa so be coach no eno ye England national team no kwabna yesi emunsem no man for Ghana Blasters and count kwabna no so as a Blasters okay wo see England national team no eno na ni coach ye den pa number 2 ɛna New York Jet wɔn NFL wɔn sɛ ɛno nso ne coach yɛ den paa deɛ ɛtɔ so mmiɛnsa ɛyɛ football club ɛyɛ Madrid kwabena Madrid ana sɛ ɔba clubs na ɔmu coach yɛ den paa na yɛsɛ Formula 1 for no wɔn sɛ Ferrari ɛno nso ne coach yɛ den Manchester United ana yɛ club ɔtɔ so mmienu a ne coach yɛ den club ɔtɔ so mmiɛnsa ne coach yɛ den ɛyɛ Tottenham Hotspur Chelsea bɛtɔ so ɛyɛ ɛnan ɛwɔ hɔ ɛnti kwabena uhwɛ mu a yɛsɛ Chelsea maa no ɛne Chelsea mɛɛmɛ no nyinaa ne coach yɛ den yie paa ansa na waba abɛnya ɛyɛ USA maa ne team no ne waba abɛnya Watford boboko no saa Bayern na kwabena yɛ ka sɛ Bayern politics wɔ hɔ Bayern politics wɔ Chelsea maa yɛ no kora coach yɛ den ɛde kyɛn Bayern team no ɛnti batɔ ɛno yɛ update a mɛde ɛba ɛwɔ dwumadie so na yɛsɛ ayi Tottenham team sɛ yɛsɛ Tottenham bɛtumi akɔ relegation no ɛnti ɔma sɛ sɛ kɔba sɛ Tottenham Hotspur ɛbɛkɔ relegation na players ɛyɛ likely sɛ wɔmɛdi team no ho akɔ number 1 ɛyɛ Domin Solanke Kudus Mohamed James Madison Dujan Klozowski Xavi Simon Richarlison Guillermo Vicario Pedro Ayeporo Destiny Udoji Kevin Danso Anna Despens na Odi Kuti Romero ne Mickey van der Veer mu nyina aba beka kono garagamo enso ka wen no ye reporter eba ewo dwumade so ne ye ka echi kakra e de ama ewo ye nhyehyɛ ahodo so enti awon kɔmɔ kakra ne na to honwi enso akasa kakra etese ono ne nsɛm kakra wo hwe ma ne ade andi hwe na mame ayi cha Chelsea na ye ne enko ho de nya mame no
ne Chelsea de ya nya kura ne nka ya madwuma kura wow yawe
Chelsea story
we fama me na eno de
akwa ne be se ejebu
nya ba
yenya new franchise sponsorship kakra na esi ewiase nyina ope AI company ana se AI company ewiase nyina omo teso pa omo na be sponsor ye no omo ni madwuma papa
ye bebo AI ball you coach or AI young kwani coach or Spurs kwabena o use Spurs in 2 goals Spurs in sena
na contract na until 2028 na Chelsea assign sikasem de nya my name nyame adoma na Chelsea game omo body tia Burnley no ye be lanche nti o se o hwe screen so once egu animu fefe kama Enzo Fernandez say fata no so ha Fatalo.
But the here was always na kamu nyina no. What's it from say IFS
AI company. Yeah, established in 1983. I was Sweden.
Already that's principal partner. Principal partner.
Sikasem de mai. Enyentia.
Name declare say
and Jampegano. Sikasem nye.
Sikasem nyama.
What to me to you? My
men first Sikasem.
Sponsors of them what to me. My
farmer.
A do time on Becker's Casam, mu person mu inflate and then.
There was an announcement in the bus and
no credit.
Sunny.
Hey.
Yeah, from my son, I had my Monday discussion.
That man and Cockra,
I almost got no one. No team.
Emma Chelsea, Persons in Bia Cabrati.
Is it official?
Official. Persons in Bia, Moma Chelsea, £65 million. Oh,
when is it?
Persons is 65 million.
65.
But over and then the one can't jump to Meditro. 65. Well,
one can't say be a fact checking.
Fast checking. But
I just what?
If you are Quisa, Yinibina, and church was animal,
Quisa.
65. I don't go for me, this guy.
And set him, Papa.
Now, but obey England. Tima said, we are sitting na Wodom. It's Manchester United. Chelsea Fiana Ogoman 65. Yes. I didn't go away. I go for this guy. Okay. Insurance of 4.5 to the message no Abba. Na ya can kind and sort media amount I would do my catch us a weekend edition though. I never na your reverend send so I'm saying be a bit wedding community at the amount both amanene and a feeling na 50 man for them check mobetin in Kana and na yenya abrante a ono so ba be kan ho ewo ayedwumadie so na you love to listen to him. I'm telling you. Se ode ene no ho sina radio na chi na bie wasum ne tie abrante no se Osha says or Kasano Biebim sending the Amawa. We're going to say yes. You're worth listening to this guy. I mean, Abranteno, Onimeduma papa. Na me pese me yinedi. Adansa me danedi at the Eba Ayentifo and the Arefo Nina. Your fan Joshua. Holo 2. Abranteno, Wabin papa. Josh, good morning.
Richardo, Michel.
Na I want to say,
we are working on it.
Oh, Yamiadom. Say, Diana, we were Chilewan, TT1, and Joshua, Wabin Pau. I mean, come on. What's your Jumano? Say, Chila, me, Tiwa, me, Jumano, what's your Jumano, papa.
That's Richardo.
Say, we are fine.
We are working on it.
Kakaka, we are fine.
Some didn't catch us say, I'm Tio from 2011.
Okay.
All the way from Boss FM. Daniel Suman. Sometimes I'm Sakra, I'm very young.
Okay.
But not Tio commentary.
I see.
Tio analysis.
I see.
And
no,
I say, and ne, Miss Mabet now show so.
Yeah.
You didn't come on.
And Edman was any.
Yeah, funny, sir. Because
from the first time I met you, I was like, wow, this guy is good. This guy is really, really good. And Yamakwaba. Sorry, the Bediana Mabushafo. Bushafon anyway. My name I am her phone for young work coming so na Yankasa about Trassi. So about Trassi had ye oba radio university so into uni baby akọ ye bo atrase na nso aba be ye adwuma no ama me ne eyemetifo ni ahwefo ni ntem akọ aba yo akọ aba ni minimisa adwuma no so no oba ni kama e di amayen Joshua holotu
sanity Richard thank you sir
you are welcome
media kwenya we nso ebechia ye tiefo nyina na madam wase for adwuma pa Omonso
sure
to listen to Nhyira Sports.
And yes, so we better data. Na wire bundle at the show 3 hours, 2.5 hours. Na or shows and easy. Your bomb abaso.
But what's up, Mr. Abaso? Richard, Juma Oye, solid.
And a
few so because they be a team analysis, I'm chemistry, no, and no kind of come serious. And I was saying,
when you say Ubenya time. Na ya proper preview on air games and Yamiadma this weekend and also Barcelona. Emma okay. Joshua Holutu and a for Martin and Canifina Deco, Robert Abranteno and Case Onusu Ebeka Nhyira passport team no Nedij Medino at the Abram Kofi. Good morning. Now who's this Diazama?
Oh, so the in never be see.
Na who nim the baby see.
Upese bi munana. So upese bi munana.
Debbie.
Nti.
Debbie am person obesere.
Say. No, I say mesere.
Okay.
Say very very important.
Kofi.
Was if you catch my way carry her.
Auntie Rosie.
You are the catch you.
It's Ghana.
Yeah, boys and I come with you.
Boys need me unkomo with you. Zandu. And Fatilu Meboa.
Pauli.
Aye. Oh, okay. Would you matter?
But our shirts nice.
Yeah. You need to do it.
Wow.
Was I mean, down.
We receive thousands.
Never in gra. A new half of grain new.
Okay. Nah.
Because you be very fine there.
No
weekend, so I started coming.
Yeah, very, very fine. Of course, there are a lot of games in TSAD games now.
Sure.
And that's all we do. Now, which, you see, because of what has happened to us now this week, one shiny year, you think that stress in our English Premier League. But with what happened on Monday when Barcelona played against Girona, Madrid winning their game over the weekend before Barcelona Babebo, any Champions League won't sing the racism at the Stadio de Dalo, and of course what has happened to Vinicius Junior. There is some attention on Spanish La Liga, and it's because now there is a new leader in the Spanish La Liga, which is Real Madrid with 60 points. Barcelona, obviously, with 58, and Villarreal, it was 48 points. It was Spanish La Liga. And then, of course, the next round of games will come. Makani several times said, whatever happens, I feel with Barcelona's problems, there is a need for a defensive leader. Oshe, the game against Girona, one of the things that I've been talking about Barcelona and consistently, middle Boma the last time, they say, so Oshe Barca team now. Say, oh, go highliner, you need three things. You need one, the attack that will lead the press without the ball to be as intense as ever. It is only Rafinha our team in him. Now on midfield, so you're not able to retain the ball as much because of the absence of Pedri. Then, of course, what you need is a defensive leader at the back. And since the exit of Abrantia, your friend Inigo Martinez, Barca have not had that. Mihun story way in front of the AS Darius. I was very excited because Inigo Abrantia friend or Nico Schlotterbeck is in line. One of the players I call German Bundesliga in marriage. He's solid, very physical, has the pace to defend in the high line, also a defensive leader. He can organize the back line very well for Football Club Barcelona. And very, very important. Says a Barca for pen and power. They need to find ways to get Abrantia, your friend Nico Schlotterbeck, to be back into the team. So I was excited when I saw this story. Said Barca for now close to getting a deal for him. Madrid next started this weekend. It's a game against Osasuna. Away from home. Which momentum about Madrid side. And given what has happened in this last 1 week, like I told you, going away to the Dalu, winning the Champions League in a game that should have been the much more difficult one, albeit all the things they call so in the game. And of course, coming back to the Spanish La Liga, this one against Osasuna is a game that I think is going to be a straightforward one. Vini Mobebo, Mbappe Mobebo. I think it's going to be a game where they are going to be very, very, very comfortable in getting the job done. Madrid, in most of the games in recent times, with respect to points, 2011, 2012, 64 points in 24 games. 2023, 2024, 61 points in 24 games. And the 25-26 season, they have 60 points in 24 games, which is positive for Football Club Real Madrid going forward. And all of the games are Abrantia friend Alvaro Arbeloa, LED as coach of Football Club Real Madrid. They've won all of them. That was Spanish La Liga, and him scoring 23. So it's positive. There is a return of players, to say, denied and Abrantia friend Antonio Rudiger. I told you, saying the game against Benfica, the return of Antonio Rudiger was paramount. Games are high intensity, emotional games. You need leaders at the back. You need to go far. They can calm down the team and usher them on when they have to do so. And of course, Dani Carvajal, Abrantia friend Antonio Rudiger, and Dean Heitzen back into the team fully is very, very good for them. And not forget Abrantia friend Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I expect the Madrid Besha against Osasuna. Which Trent, I feel like he will kick it off. On our last game on boy and how important it was for them. Yeah. And of course also in the Champions League. I feel like Trent is really going to kick it off at Madrid. And
it's all warming itself.
Yes, we are going to see team. That Trent that comes inside and creates the range of passing at the Trent is standing out. The 20-yard, the 30-yard, diagonal box now, to find the opposite players. And in this case, Abrantia friend Vinicius Jr., if he's able to find him with the diagonal pass now, Trent is going to be very instrumental in the last stretch of the season. And Abrantia friend Arbeloa, see the 3 points at El Sada are extremely important. I'm going away to go and play against Osasuna. It is. Okay, I'll ask you, Mr. Kasim, say, I've realized that this season, between the two clubs, Nipo Bebo first, the pressure, to the Bebo second. So usually, if you play as the first team, the other team that plays after you usually becomes a little bit jittery. Sebastian above first, Madrid returning that favor usually becomes a little bit difficult. And it is the reason why if Madrid above first this weekend, they need to get a job done. The possible lineup and Marca, Edema, Antonio Rudiger as a two, any Abrantia friend Asensio as a two center backs, Trent and Carreras, then Ada Gula Chimeni, Federico Valverde, Camavinga, Mbappe, and Vinicius Jr. Without the ball, this looks like a 4-4-2 because Abrantia friend Federico Valverde drops into the middle to defend centrally. Of course, the Abrantia friend Eduardo Camavinga, who with the ball becomes more box to box. Then Chimeni becomes the one that sets the tempo, and as a tempo center, then the pace of Vini and the finishing ability of Abrantia friend Kylian Luton Mbappe should be able to get a job done. Yes, away from home. Yes, Osasuna, but it's a game that for me, Madrid should get a 3 points patiently and then go back home with it. Barca were good news in as much as they are not in a good place. It is the return of Pedro Gonzalez, Marcus Rashford, and a branch friend Gavi. Pablo Gavi, for one, a player, Barca for not have missed him for a long time. He has been out for a long spell as compared to Pedri and our branch friend Marcus Rashford. Now, the return this week in training has been good for them. Rich, I've been thinking about something with Barcelona. Say Barca are converting on chances. Do they really need to sort out the defense?
Sure.
Say, at the best times of fancy flex system, say, or chef 4 or chef 2. There's always going to be the opposing team scoring. Barca also, Barca's deep in form has coincided with our attackers also not scoring. Obeka, me catch you say, in the middle of the season, time na Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, Rafinha injured on me out now. Who was the one that was getting goals for them? It was Ferran Torres. To an extent, even at Manchester, Femi Lopez will come in and get goals for them. But for some time now, the form of Barcelona has dipped. And these players are all not getting the goals consistently. Ferran Torres was about 1 goal in 7 games. Rafinha struggling in terms of even fitness to even come and play the game. Robert Lewandowski same. Lamine Yamal is the one that's getting close to it. But on a big day against Girona where he had to score a penalty, he hits the goal post. So you can tell clearly that Barca attack, they are struggling a little bit. And it is time once he flick to get the attack to score the goals.
Maybe I disagree. So, we a team now attacking and now defense in it's okay. I disagree because I don't know maybe Jose Mourinho me feeling into the Mourinho will always prioritize the defense because of you say football now so we good defense ebi our strikers in between as go but a baby one way I go to now was in na 7 faso bi amaso
Great.
I think that's my point.
Yeah, I understand
so,
what you're saying.
I said, good strikers or players or more anyone between us goes amount, which were very, very important.
No,
and it started from the midfield.
You see, Rich, the most important thing in football is neither just a strong attack or a strong defense or a strong midfield. Balance is the most important thing.
Very, very important.
Every time you're supposed to attain balance. The Barcelona team is not getting balance. However, the ability to be able to get one department and outshining the other thing is very important. So, strength in terms of quality will attack him. And they can give you goals even at a time where you don't have the strength because Ocean Barca attack and defense. And if I know more quality players, it's the attack. Yeah. So if you can get your attack to score 5, then if you ship in 2 goals, maybe we wouldn't have been speaking about Barcelona dropping points. Imagine against Girona, Lamine Yamal was penalty this year. They converted their chances. We wouldn't have been talking too much. We would have said it over again. Barca still won, regardless of how they are suffering. In the long term, they should get balance. But Sebastian Vettel competing with Madrid for now to the season. The attacks form need to pick up again. I don't know if Pedro Gonzalez can bring the magic to be the tempo setter, control the tempo of the game, recycle possession because it's important. Which so over against a team or all one deep line playmaker, not all one ball retainer. No kita ball be recycle player. And it's different when we have 2 of such players. And in this case, if you have Frankie de Jong and have Pedro Gonzalez, both of them can retain possession a lot of the times. They can recycle play a lot of the times. They can constantly make sure that the game is taken. But say Pedro Pra and Frankie de Jong is not having a good game, then you begin to see the cracks in the team. Pedro returning for Barca should be a very, very good one for them to be able to probably coincide with the team that's scoring. Of course, with Gavi Soaba. Since officially Barca called Spotify Camp Nou, but I think 8 games or Spotify Camp Nou, they've not lost a single one. All of those games, especially in the Spanish La Liga, about Spotify Camp Nou, they will play. And again, you talk about the factor of the fans of Spotify Camp Nou, and this is where they come to play. The team is in a tough time. The fans at the Spotify Camp Nou obviously will edge the boys on, and they have to go and do their job. See, this game against Levante is a must-win for Barcelona. The next one that they go is going to be against Villarreal. Then they play against Atletico de Madrid in the second round of the game on Cocobo in the Copa del Rey. I think that's against Levante there. Barca should get a team back and should be able to play and get a job done. Ronald Araujo looks like the trouble staying behind him. Only Paul Kubasi 4 and 5. Jules Koundé still maintains the starting 11. Gerard Martina left back. Of course, the form of Abrante Fen and Alejandro Balde seem to have dipped. Danny Olmo, Frankie de Jong, and Abrante Fen, Fermin Lopez in the middle. Full attack team. Fermin, Abrante Fen, Ferran Torres, and Abrante Fen, Lamine Yamal. I'm leading the lines for them. I expect Barca a bit to me and it should be a very good one for them. Some other matches, our Spanish La Liga, and there's Hernán Ajo Athletic Club de Bilbao. Nicely. We also see that same, and then there's going to be Real Betis versus Vallecano, also a Spanish La Liga. Whilst there is going to be Tima, your friend Atletico de Madrid versus Espanyol. Atletico for it. Can't trust them.
They flatter to deceive.
Oh yeah, you just
time I will so game with you.
Yeah.
At the quite you cry. Olympics.
You just can't trust them. Now, Chelsea Fono have announced a franchise sponsor. Something that a lot of people did not see coming. And for them, IFSAI is going to be in front of Chelsea jersey from now to the end of the season. But what's really statements now a multi-year. So it means it can be more than 1 year. However, it's not clear if they are going to be in front of the shirt or elsewhere. But in front of the shirt, it's going to be from now to the end of the season. And we're a technology company. And they do a lot of branding with respect to AI. That's what they do. They are in about 90 countries and they are worth profit of about 1.2 billion USD. So this is a company with a lot of money. Chelsea Football have always tried to look for good money after winning the Club World Cup and qualifying for the Champions League. And Mekacho said for them, it was always going to make sure Sombina club that would give them the money. Which one of the biggest holdouts was the fact that honestly pay 60 million for franchise sponsor. That is in the range of what clubs like Man City and the likes were getting in terms of what they were getting from their front shirt. Chelsea were going to struggle to get that amount of money because whilst they were successful in qualifying for the Champions League and winning the Club World Cup, for a lot of companies, it's about the sustainability of how well Chelsea can go back against the Champions League. And that wasn't assured. So now, Chelsea had to settle with another company that could give them similar to that amount of money, but again, also, sign a short-term contract. Send them so qualify BM Champions League next season. They can really negotiate with other people, and of course, Chelsea for any principal partner. In that regard, and then when Chelsea play against Burnley, almost sign is going to be in the middle of the Stamford Bridge pitch, just for them to introduce them, and it's going to come. FFPT, franchise partners are very important, more important than it was before. More important, because if we, at the end of the day, your success in the eyes of even UEFA is judged based on your revenue. At the end of the day, Chelsea Nyapa as a club is the capacity of Stamford Bridge. Today I saw a data of the clubs that have received a lot of money from Chelsea, that base 7th or 8th in Europe. It is bad.
7th.
Rich,
Europe.
Yes, Rich. So we the big clubs in Europe, especially with respect to those who have won the Champions League in recent times. Man City have any Champions League say? He has just one. Chelsea has 2. When you go and talk at the clubs like Tottenham Hotspur, you Champions League maybe that. Arsenal Football Club, you've not won the Champions League. But these clubs, Arsenal, when was the last time they won the English Premier League? But these clubs generate more revenue from their people coming to the stadium. The top of the top, Manchester United, Madrid, Barcelona, they're real big boys.
That's how I'm for innovation.
But I say one thing. Roman Abramovich better Chelsea. No? The Chelsea owners did what they call the pitch owners group. And they did it in the sense that almost person will keep the heritage of the club. The club is at Kings Road in Fulham. And they don't want them to take the stadium out of where it is on Stamford Bridge. So they signed that pact. Says a new owner be a banner so be Chelsea club left with Stamford Bridge. The pitch owners have to agree. So that is why today Chelsea phone bit my redevelopment, but maybe a Chelsea stadium this is Stamford Bridge. It's in the city centre of London. It is also a stadium redevelopment. Yes, okay, I got for field. London Metropolitan Assembly doesn't even want to accept that. That is why when Todd Boehly and Egbali came, they wanted to take the club to Earls Court. Earls Court wanting a bigger ground, they can buy it, and it's still in London, and they can redevelop there. But pitch owners they said that. They will not allow them to take Stamford Bridge out of where it is to that side. So as it stands now, even the two ownership now, I think that one of the things that they will do in the long term is to find a way to make Tinyabowi. Now, increasing the capacity at Stamford Bridge. Stamford Bridge is 40 million. Aqua do 70. I don't even think they can add 20,000 to Stamford Bridge. 15,000 tops. That doesn't even get to Tottenham Hotspur. A new Arsenal. A new Man City. A new the big boys in Europe. So that becomes a big problem for them. But eventually they need to find a solution. I think that the best one is to go to Earls Court. and then keep this side if they want to keep it for the women's team. And Manning Free Kings may do one no more of Stanford Bridge. Then they go to Elscott to redevelop the new Stanford Bridge. I think that's the best one for them. But of course, getting the franchise sponsor very important. Boys now returning. Muze Mekacho this week say, "Omo Konenam Dubai." According to Liam Senior, Omo Bo Hall City game, he told the boys that nah, Washo Omo schedule for the last 18 months. They've not had a proper break. So all of them should go and get some sun. For the people who have been in London, almost around this time, London is very cold. There's a lot of snow, there's a lot of rain. And Uti even Esteval will and Esteval also feel Brazil by only normal weather. It's always chilly. And the boys have to go and get some sun. According to Liam Rosinia, he encouraged the boys. Preston and find me this number. Have you seen Kopama and his girlfriend?
Oh, Dubai. Oh, going in the girlfriend.
Yeah. Some boys don't be any I couldn't be any now.
Unkomrama to Papa.
Now, I don't know what to go match in here. You see him. You don't now. To Kopama so cold, not in the BB number. Is the hour Bejano so? Meanwhile, you don't move alone.
I said the side issues about radio.
When you side issues that
oh, so they will say I'm calling that pageant and you don't concern.
You're besides several times.
We see. The head which was the Baba radio news. Oh, can you nani according to
all the evidence over?
Evidence.
All the evidence.
Patrol me yaba.
Oh, remember Paul project. Wait, Chelsea boys thing now. The good thing I like was that the trip was together.
Yeah.
So it means that they're going to spend good time together, they're going to familiarize with each other. There was a video of Joao Pedro and Kopama in a club.
Okay, I'm on the picture and the
yeah, where Kopama baby girl or Gina Ponano, they're having a good time. There was one girl on radio to me and asked one because I correct one.
Okay.
I almost have a good time. So go on because you're John Jones out.
No wonder. Is it now going? Hey, I go in you.
Some baby says, "I want break." It's a some job. Now why see now? Hey, drop. Baby girl is singing now.
Oh, nice girl.
So.
There is a place in this cow. Scans they are attractive, beautiful ladies. I say,
Scout nice.
Oh, make an increase. Where your friends grad or buckles it down? How when you say this guy?
No, who said that?
Hey, where they out to say bow. Diamond pa. Is it a cannon watcher?
Now, we're craving and one shall belly.
Oh, they mean Casa. That will be on Monday. Near Banmo to Miansha.
It's just return to play against Burnley at home.
Okay.
I think that it's supposed to be a game at Chelsea. It's a crucial 3 points for Chelsea, especially in a run for top 4. Oshe United game over on Monday against Everton. Now Oshe Liverpool game over. Oshe Aston Villa game over against Brighton and Hove Albion. It's a good chance for Chelsea to get a 3 points at home. And for me, this is going to be the easiest game that Chelsea will play in the lead up to the next round of games. Because after this, there's going to be Arsenal. After Arsenal, there's Tottenham Hotspur, there is Aston Villa, there is Man City. 12 games, Man United in the horizon. So these are games that Chelsea should be able to win. And also the possible lineup now. There is only the absence of Abrante friend Marco Correa because of hamstring injury. He is out. So it means that Gerald Hato is back in the team. Trevor Chalobah, Wesley Fofana. Then Reece James, Caicedo, Santos, Kopama, Neto, Enzo Fernandez, and Joao Pedro. And I've told you several times, now the Chelsea midfield looks complete because without the ball, Chelsea now have Gerald Hato now keeping the width here. Then Enzo Fernandez comes inside as an extra midfielder on the left half space, Kopama on the right half space, and there are a lot of rotations. It helps Chelsea break down the low blocks. There's a lot of combination play. Against Burnley, yes, they will sit back, make it difficult for Chelsea, but I expected Chelsea basically the maximum 3 points in that game.
But it looks like has a more left wing,
yeah.
The Biamos is some players, you know.
Who said Joao had
Gates is Babokakra?
Yeah, but Gates is a pro now.
Oh, Gates is a pro.
Gates is a pro.
Oh, okay.
Then Alejandro Garnacho have a boy.
Garnacho, there's only you didn't share money.
I
didn't share money.
But Garnacho Mutoni face now say, okay, wait, okay, I say me. Abraham linked to Garnacho. Mbeka say Garnacho is a good player. Do you remember?
Yeah.
You people told me Andy Koyi data me by Alejandro Garnacho. He can't try
me bazika wo beto me player
to was it
wo beto me player me kan do for nya
I like going data be by say Alani Garnacho you see 2050 Alani Garnacho 50 million Garnacho is not 50 million
what are getting say
getting 60 million
look at this
no
about Dortmund me ba me Dortmund no obon there na no ai
onye bibia
ono ka to 60
but no
now but Garnacho from Manchester United what's in the board what are you saying
the club that the player comes from does not matter.
When it
doesn't matter.
When it
doesn't get to Estava offering.
Oh, when a catch a play important role. We don't know. So Koto player from Manchester United never won
it. Doesn't matter.
Compared to Borussia Dortmund.
It is the quality of the player.
Their quality.
Chelsea to Estava will free.
Ebi a Chelsea na mu de you know Garnacho or Manchester United. When any to
Chelsea to Estava will free. Garnacho is a good player.
What's that there good Estava?
Garnacho a good player.
And I'm to say the more because I'm winning the guy.
Banter aside on the more serious.
This is not a banter issue.
So you let me do my analysis. Banter aside on the more serious. I don't see Garnacho as a good player. Today have been vindicated. All the Chelsea fans that constantly said all those things. And then okay, so more Garnacho. Garnacho is not good.
Confused.
He doesn't fit into this team. Sadia Messi Mans that's what the hospital or some United Jesse.
So that's why no man when you do Garnacho.
Unya faso bia.
Go there okay.
Unya faso.
As we can say yeah bantano pedo dey enko.
Mount ba more Champions League. More Champions League. Garnacho more Champions League. Inti emba make us win. Faso ben win.
Na mo dey dey.
About yaji club work yaji conference go unyi bia. So more Champions League. But see Rich, Garnacho is not the kind of player you buy for 50 million. You don't buy Garnacho for 50 million. Whether of what Kotoko has Manchester United, you don't buy it for that amount of money. It doesn't matter.
No, Kofi Sane man, they won't mean you film. Ebano, you negotiate. You negotiate for a player.
Jeremy Jacket from Lille, 60 million, almost 70 million. That is not the point.
Maybe Ebi as a player or special talent.
Exactly.
On no Sane the Everton, Basao Koto Manchester, Real Madrid, a player don't board it.
Exactly.
Because of team pedigree.
No, it's not because of the team pedigree. When you go and buy a player, the first thing is about the player's quality. Of course, Oko Manchester, Oko Madrid, Oko Barcelona, there's a likelihood that you get quality there. That's why you pay premium. It's not just because of the club. Garnacho Onyade. Kietiasi I say Kobe Menu way. Then you come to sell Kobe Menu to 60 million. Oh, Krumasi. This is not a player that fits in a lot of clubs. Manchester United. Another waste of money. And that's why Liam Rossinier feels like left wing on. Oh,
hold on. Moto no ni madoki. Adam Hassan saying
60 million plus. Badoni is a better player than Garnacho. Yes, check the numbers.
No ni madoki.
Yes.
You see 60.
You see Rich. So we're talking
talk Garnacho 50. I wasn't on any board. What I say
again? How do you see that? Noni madoki last
apart from the numbers
now we see. So what are you saying? How can you tell me that attack I find numbers into baby? You fit the new and I say our body. We can't do that. For an attack it's about the numbers. We stood here. Barca wanted to go and buy player. Your friend is saying Inaki Williams for a lot of money. That boy did not have better numbers, better end product. And then also Yaoka Kamadi in Sulemana, Kamadi in Mchi, but only the final ball. That's the numbers. Money has better numbers than even that player. That's Nkabasa for 21. But because I am Noni and not say Chelsea just in Noni. The numbers are there, Yamanaka. And numbers near the brow, the house you could flip numbers.
If you okay, now we jama.
Your books was saying, you see,
Bibia from Manchester United. Chelsea is okay.
You know this is not true. Me, I always hail Manchester United. Garnacho have never. Garnacho they know. Honestly, I know.
Oh, time. Now in the first season of Obama Chelsea.
Garnacho is small boy, Richard.
I know. But in the first season,
let's go Madrid have a
maybe from the next season near the end, you will come good.
Garnacho.
Yeah.
He left wing body Abokao, Mudrik, Garnacho, Gittins. They 200 million rich. I said you
I said Gittins them catch him. I catch him to Brentino. My son Dortmund said that yes special talent to be.
He's not good.
See, and was at a point. Yes, Chelsea, FIFA Club World Cup, Muko Nana, Massima delegation, or Muko Dortmund, and at the end, Chelsea for no more Gittins one. Still no bottom coverage, and I ran to the best will be.
Rich, I can take my time for Gittins. This is his first time in the English Premier League. But Garnacho, about Premier League, and you 3 seasons in
a different thing, no.
Oh, but Premier League interests are different. And you feel
Ghana to Manchester United, no, not that bad, and you know it.
Oh, no, bad.
Because of the attitude, maybe your chances over here. And only I'm a room in problem, yes, okay, good. Because it was clear, so I'm ready to Obama team.
Anything money about.
Oh, they ain't
Manchester United. They be rich. Newcastle will not be able to stop Manchester City this weekend. So, Becca, after the EFL Cup second league game, I told you that was the first time Newcastle was scoring a goal. It's one of those records I said, you think that somebody's lying. In 7 to 8 years, then Newcastle go away to Etihad because they do order. Already, Manchester City have dominance over Newcastle United. But so some people of you can put there, the dominance is doubled and quadrupled. It is way better. And that is where the conversation stands now. Arsenal have let themselves down getting a draw over the weekend, over the midweek against Team FA Wolverhampton Wanderers. And Manchester City will go and do the job against Newcastle. Again, Newcastle have travelled for long distance to go and play in the Champions League first leg away at Karabakh and then coming back away to Etihad. Any easy game for them. I expect Man City to dispatch them. I really do that. I really do expect them to do so. Of course, Aston Villa will play against Team FA. I think Brighton and Hove Albion will fee. City have all their players back. And listen to this. Man City have won all of their last 14 Premier League games against Newcastle at the Etihad, scoring 48 and conceding just 5.
I mean, Kofi game a man for me. A banana skin. I'm saying Kofi. Newcastle team we know behind doing. Say inconsistency in our dorsal. We win this week. The following week, game out will be on better normal draw and I show them. But Man City, so don't forget. Before Semenyo joined team, no, I'm some result in Koyi.
But Semenyo is now.
There are teams near to a few sensitive to be a show moment to be a show. So our game will be a game. Yeah, it will be a game.
This at Etihad.
Yeah, it will be a game.
Rich, I can bet my life.
Me say you will be a game.
Match week.
Me so Tiana Newcastle across City.
Will you put your money where your mouth is? Will you?
Minimum this time.
Why won't you? But will you put your money?
And try now.
Newcastle, Rich, Newcastle do anything. Match week.
Udim, me no call bet. I don't know what Joshua, I'm doing. Me no call bet to her. You will program no in the middle so. We didn't know about music.
Rich, oh, there you go.
Oh, there we game will be a game. City Newcastle will be a game.
It wants you to go Newcastle in Shibi.
Okay. What do you say? A drew a Monday.
Say, and then you 8 p.m.
Monday.
Very, very good. When they go away to go and play, the City were good players ever back now. And now Eddie Howe spoke. He says a lot of positives to come out of the last few games. 3 away wins is a great return. Performances have been really good and individual performances have been a lot stronger. I've been happy with how the team is functioning and we want to continue with that feeling as well. That is what Eddie Howe is saying. I mean, we expect the same City team. Ryan Adenori on the left, Matt Gay, Ruben Dias is back, Matthias Nunes on the right, and of course, Rodri Cascante sits in the middle with Abrante Efren, Nico O'Reilly, and Abrante Efreno, Bernardo Silva, Erling Haaland, Antoine Semenyo, and Phil Foden. I expect the game to be very transitional with a lot of large spaces where Antoine and Phil Foden will be able to eat up and then make a difference. That is where the game becomes a little bit stretched. But for me, although Man City, what Arsenal have to do is the big game tomorrow is to react. Reaction. That's the most important thing. Which the good thing is that Tottenham Hotspur are not a team Arsenal will worry going to play. Because if you are looking on the face value of just head-to-head, Arsenal have a good record against Tottenham Hotspur. Whether it's at White Hart Lane or the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they get the results against them, which is very good. Which again, in the conversation of games like this, Arsenal this season, every time Bioma dropping points behind, it doesn't continue. So you can go and look. In the last between the Nottingham Forest match and my Manchester City boy almost started dropping points. They drew 3 games on a bounce, and then they went ahead to lose to Manchester United. For Arsenal, when they lost against Manchester United, their next game they won. When they lost against Aston Villa, the next game they won. In fact, the last game against Brentford that they dropped points, they went away to Leeds. They beat them 4-0. That's what they do. The reaction for Arsenal Football Club has always been spot on. And I expect them to do the same game against Tottenham Hotspur. Yes, the problem is this man.
you don't know what to expect from Igor Tudor. I feel in one bar as a Croat, he is experienced in short-term fixes of the club. Mikel Arteta may not know exactly how team best set up, but he knows very, very well. So he has a good enough team to go out with Tottenham Hotspur to go and get a job. Now see, Igor Tudor. So now there's an emergency situation when you need to find out fast what suits 10 plus 3 players we have available. Tottenham Hotspur 13 players for you available.
13 and 11 okwa na aka 2 or bench.
I'd say over the academy for it now.
I thought your situation is serious. It's serious.
The good thing is that
but I game around be bien we mama said that. To say then now kind of reaction from Arsenal.
Yeah.
And then the new manager bounce. Tottenham Hotspur.
Who's the rich?
All of them game now then.
All of the 4-5 matches that Igor Tudor has played as his first match, he wins them. The first game.
Arsenal title ambition in there.
The first game. The native Croatia. He won by a goal to 0. Second game, he played for Hellas Verona. He was the coach for Verona against him a friend of Roma. Jose Mourinho Roma 3 goals to 2. Then at Marseille, first game that he played, Stade Reims against Stade Reims, 4 goals to 1. Then Juventus, first game that he played, that is when he went ahead to go and win the game. No, for Lazio, he moved for Lazio before going to Juventus. Winning against Juventus by a goal to 0. Matteo Guendouzi and the boss goal. Then Juventus' first goal against Team Ayefero, Hellas Verona, won the game by a goal to 0.
I bet you do.
My catch will say, Igor Tudor is an expert in short-term fixes. Everywhere he has gone, 6 months, 5 months, 3 months, he will get a team to believe again. He knows how to do. And that is what makes this game very, very tricky. Very, very. The trickiness of the game is not about Mikel Arteta and whether they can react or not. They have good reaction in this season. The problem is about this man and what to expect from him. Marriage, the players stay absent. Can he be the difference maker? A bit the conversation now.
Yeah.
Because once they do that, then
and it depends on players now, Prana.
Yeah.
Especially with the integral members now.
Yeah.
Kluchevsky, this guy. Okay, so could they say this is
the possible lineup? Obenya Vicario, Mickey Van der Ven, Raju Dragosin is back. My brother friend Ashley Gray is now going to play at right back because Udoji is out. Jed Spence left back. Pap Matsa, Yves Bissouma, Conor Gallagher, Matthias Tell, Domenico Solanke, and then of course Javi Simons is going to be there. And yeah, Barca, but he could have gotten more. James Madison is out, Kolesevsky is out, Mohamed Kudus is out of the team. Marich, this is not a team that should worry Arsenal. You don't have a natural right back in Destiny Udoji. Udoji is out of this.
The Green never bought.
Yeah, so Green goes to play there. Arsenal have a full squad. Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Timber, Piero Nkapi, Declan Rice, Zubimendi, Noni Madueke, Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Martinelli, and of course Victor Gyökeres. Rich, I think Arsenal should be able to win.
Okay.
See, I want to acknowledge the difficulty of the match in the Senior American. But Rich, so if Arsenal don't win this, they don't win the English Premier League. I told you, my catch up from day a Wolves match in the say, if the margin of error is gone, regardless of how big this is, and so the data of Igor Tudor, any the Juma Waye and other clubs are scary. But if Arsenal don't get over this hurdle, for me, they should kiss the title a little goodbye. As it stands now, Mikel Arteta say Arsenal fan. This is when you have to support them. I say, love me when I draw and when I lose. To love is when I win every. It's very, very easy. Talking about the facts, Arsenal fans now. So almost support you only when they win the other too easy. In that regard, when it comes to the games, it looks as if that is what is going to go on our Arsenal Football Club. I expect that they'll be able to get a job done. Aston Villa against Leeds United. I expect goal and on 1.5. Brentford versus Brighton. I expect a Brentford double chance at home against Brighton and Hove Albion. Chelsea should be able to beat Burnley with a handicap 1. West Ham versus Bournemouth. I expect Bournemouth West Ham double chance will feel. For me, Manchester City will easily beat Newcastle United at home. I don't see how the game changes. Which The Italians have some interesting matches.
Juventus
is playing against Como. Ewofi. Como match on my bonnie na go seba. Juventus have lost 2 games on a bounce, and there's trouble. They played against Inter Lucy. They don't walk away to get Galatasaray in the Champions League and lost. Big one. I don't know what is happening to Luciano Spalletti. Midweek, AC Milan and Como boy. AC Milan Coco ball draw against Como. And what it means that although Inter Milan were away playing the Champions League, the points difference between Omo and any AC was wide. So although they were losing to Bodo Glimt, Fiero, they were doing well in the Italian Scudetto run. No. I expect that Como going away to go and play against Luciano Spalletti. I expect an over 1.5 to come through. I don't think Juve will lose this match. I think it's a double chance for Juve at home when they play in this very, very crunch game. Inter go away to Lecce. I expect that they bounce back into winning ways. Atalanta and Napoli should see some goals in there. Then, of course, in the German Bundesliga, these are the games. Usually, either team to win an over 1.5, you're very good. But, Rich, Maminke Kani in Ambo, na Mima wati for code. Normal Franco Fikesi Mukonkucha, na Omo Diska. It has not been too good for them in the last 2 or 3 days. But I'm expecting, say, there's going to be a bounce back for them. Inti mo code kakrebi. Rich, your code back could be over there. Sikapudu 50 hours.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Be complaining house. It's a code, you know.
I don't pick us here.
Nah, I'm not check you also. I don't know. Me message visa.
Me woman, you don't try me. Maybe so I bet you up on the 3 get glitch kakra.
Okay.
First one is BW3E332350. Second one is BW3E331819. Third one is BW3E32EFD6. Fourth one is BW3E32A905. And the last one is BW3E325E14. Rich. These are the codes and the of course, on all of Fifi Manfred social media handles on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Fifi Manfred. Of course, after the games, back on YouTube, Fifi Manfred. You will post match analysis.
Okay, I'm saying, see a friend MC Bright.
Okay.
As you please tell Fifi that his 50 hours code is not responding.
Oh, you should try again.
Okay.
This is the first time hearing that, but me try again.
Okay.
If you don't check on social media handles, no.
Right.
Rich, me that's it.
That's it. Fifi Manfred, Edna Martin in Kanisha 104.5. He is Asari. As if Fifi says a lot of people didn't see it coming. And then Richardo gives a side eye. I love this too. A Chelsea fan and a Manchester United fan. And this message at the Ebenezer, I say, Ganacho should be a boy at the Stamford Bridge. Was set to. And yeah, Mobetonoma, yes, I check in and but on record, I mean, it's unless it be a Nipano, or Bantam Keke. Ganacho at Manchester United wasn't a bad player. Joshua, I mean, so on the menu.
On say, Asama Yakano. What's a Ganacho ye pana? The only problem I mean Ganacho I have in the past is an attitude, especially at Manchester United.
Yeah, because Yakobo game, and a coach say, Marco 9 club,
good,
which are against the code of ethics. And I said the rules of the club, and into moment patch also on patch on neck and patch on.
And a football, so you cannot take the attitude and the behavior away from the game.
And a coach says, so on patch on there, and you mention from now to see a bubble season the baby on your part of me. Good. And the Kofa is need now buy, but it wasn't like Ganacho at Manchester United was that bad.
Yeah, I know. Me know why you dream because when you watch the guy play, you think our talent. Just that he couldn't manage himself well. And attitude, Nadia, sometimes no, it will always reflect in the performance at the end of the day. Yeah. And nobody who was Chelsea no. Me susu say oba Chelsea no. Ebia mpinfone ne kasai. Say adia wo ye Manchester United ntia wentimi anko anim no. Don't do some here.
Okay.
But the point is that obi a bad boy there, your blood ni.
Balotelli.
So what you say? Inti Garnacho performance on Timmy Enshada and for Chelsea nyina. It's about the attitude that he originally has. Enshada mwano. You go the performance for Chelsea. I told the be a olusu ball krana. That's why you're frustrated. But when you lose the ball, no, your attitude must be reaction. Quickly trying to get the ball back. That's why you're frustrated. Because yes, Sana, one kasa modern bono, you reduce or you limit your performance on the field of play. Inti Garnacho die, me mum dem always be a Chelsea fan pa.
Okay.
But I am ya. Say yeah, di Garnacho won come say because Garnacho I really believed say all about Chelsea no because on say Obekaya and yet Chelsea typically and a call say omoko for Garnacho on multiple occasions Garnacho nankasa ka say I want to move to Chelsea.
Because I dream if no I fed up.
Good.
Oh my because the coach is so here ni. And there's all pe club from
no. One was say Osha Garnacho clubs be brave Europe, club be brave England. A day important what Chelsea na Garnacho a pese Chelsea na pese. So it told me say the guy might have had a change of heart and about Chelsea we will see a different player but by on shadan side
and yet too early and you more Chelsea for an answer more president panic button
a woman sir
but on the first season
football na say yes football na say abenim say football no assistant the expectation is that once you come in you need to hit the ground running. So it's very difficult say in Pennyfo abefa boarding over 40 million now about Chelsea near more opportunity na still young that modern bona ye person who from Garnacho no it mounts pressure on both the player the management and the board. Who behind him say, oh, the player, but Chelsea a very demanding system, very demanding team. Now, Liam Rosinier, a dear or person achieve what Chelsea are. A woman say, or more be a clean slate. Now, so, Utimus are very pragmatic. Oh, who said Garnacho or Moana or Manembo? Because person achieve something at Chelsea. Or person management who say, I'm doing something that will get us the result. Because by straight away, Utimus say, or person or ye BB. Now, I'm paying for who say, or born homoding. Garnacho ne dear. Fine, you bet me on the time say they're okay. But say season no end. Na untimi entre the real reason why I think they have to let him go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I brought the message about say friend Leonard Sam. I said Garnacho is so lazy getting out from my club. Garnacho no so is why I Rafael out. AC Milan Rafael out. Onu so sa note. Oni born papa we lazy. Olusibo na no ano ofi sa mu defenders mo mo de ball ni na mo o de ball ni na o de kwa de o ya e je finish ma o jira ho am say no bi na ya to Garnacho no but James wo ho minim ba bi apeso de sha say e de free Premier League La Liga si ababi apeso de ewura bia
Rich let's start from Premier League
okay
because say Arsenal is in the news
sure
omo ho aye papa because of omo game omo Wolves. Boy, I'm 2-2. Now, since 2016, Leicester City winning a league. No, there has been no other team at this point of the season. That's what I say. Or what least points than all the others that have won in the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Into the last time Leicester City winning English Premier League. No, at this time of the season. Now, on points no. Just around the Arsenal, was which signals a lot because English Premier League no. Answer no be winning no. You read January, February, yebe end February, March no. Now points no is about 70 points and above. But Arsenal 58, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me check.
Well, and it tells a lot about even the general performance of the big teams this season. Obia and Shada and
Arsenal 58.
Arsenal 58.
On do 60 cra.
So what you saying?
It means it's
so look at all the other all the last seasons, 5 seasons are Manchester City winning. league, no. At this point of the season, they had more than 58 points. Typically, no, it looks as though Arsenal, modern bona, who almost say almost dead this season, no, it's not even on top like the way the previous season have been for all the teams that won the league. And also raising questions because everybody is thinking, say, hey, Asama to Arsenal, would they be able to win the league? Because Wolves are the last two. This is only more than 2 games. Yeah. Into only our team where echo trade draw while Brown share first 2 goals. What signal are you sending?
Oh, but remember.
And a Manchester City, Pep Guardiola. Or smell bladder or no on Jan. Because what you are giving him is an opportunity to bypass. And no. Once he's smelling the blood, say, oh, Jao, he will not forgive you. Into game on Monday this week on Newcastle Bebono. They said enough FIFA. There is no way Pep Guardiola will lose that game. Because aside the superiority of Manchester City over Newcastle, no, already this is no more share Carabao Cup home and away. Yeah. Serious. Into coming into this weekend, Pep Guardiola who said Arsenal on the Wolves about draw now on also any chance of beating your closing gap at the top of the league, no. He will never make a mistake.
But maybe Josh, Joshua, sorry. Is it because Arsenal Intina be because Man City can Arsenal Chelsea? Man City so on games and near so between we say be as and command drop it that points in the crowd. By now can be grown common Arsenal and common it's not the City I name how dominant in the Premier League. It would be how they compare last season, the previous seasons now. It's not the City any good.
Oh, say, inside my car say this particular season, we share across Europe a modern bono, our form kakra. But yes, let's stay in England. We share Arsenal performance, even take away the Premier League. And be a Champions League, no one you say, performance is dominant. So what I say, but we share league no papa. Arsenal goals our share. As I say, Obia be say Arsenal with the set pieces in a heading, and they share the goals winning the games. Performance then and share that and elaborate say, oh, Yokeres or Nyabo or shit. Also a heading or struggle. Until say Gabriel Jesus as a back. It was very difficult to say Arsenal Ebenya goals are share from their forward line. Into generally no performance is bad. But the point I'm making is say Arsenal Sadiwe Atu Omoda. They have been in this situation before. Into Mitie Pomes na Oye Jumama Sky Sports and now Okase. After Arsenal 4 beating Leeds 4-0, no, it meant that they were going to win the league. Now, mystery. You say you don't know what you are talking about. Because the game that the Premier League is about. And yes, say, be away no ko chef 4-0 and only chess be winning league. No, don't forget we are in January. We are in February. Even though we are just about 2 or 3 months away from the end of the season, no. Be betting yes. Say no be now to Arsenal. Only Wolves akobo 2-2. And then only Wolves go 2-2.
Football.
Arsenal have been here before. So they know the risk attached. And fear factor also.
Yeah. Especially with the players, no.
Of course.
Because now players need to park no boba. Some more questions. Especially say be a game now Arsenal one. Now the opponent no ne bon wa take no. So you declare rise now Ujina midfield. Question about Busan. Charlie.
So concede goals now. Omni Wolves are conceded.
Yeah. Okay, 2 goals up. Otuana Wolves are on goals to share anything. First one, die embers of the game. When your second goal about draw.
So Arsenal are in a very dicey position, simply because Omankasa Enim say at this point of the season. It's likely said Bibi Betimiesi.
Okay.
Ebeya Aquincidie.
So do you think that it will affect them or not landing Derby no? Again Tottenham. Or Tottenham join a new coach.
Say Tottenham Hotspur. Omonan Kasano omo own problems that. I think say Adia ebe boa Arsenal. Betimi win sa game we. Tottenham Hotspur omo problems sa. Da omo sisi omo try some betimi solve it. Because he have more injury issues and more new coach only losing the first game in the last 5 different teams our manage. And also you are there a bit in era Arsenal for training. But I'm thinking to myself, say, if I was an Arteta, how will I approach the game?
Okay.
I was say Otimi calm me boys down. I was say Omomu who said this was expected to happen because there's no title winning team on go through troubles, on go through challenges. But that is where the biggest test is. So what did they make say? Every team must acknowledge say semi-bowl league of this nature. Now me wo Manchester City I will mechi serious or person or sign me home. These are challenges I will go through. But I need to find a way to calm my players down and push them ahead. Sometimes it do some rare and your coaching. It's about managing emotions and the psychology of the players. Because tactics need the biamuko training. I said tactics there. Yeah. I'm discussing the bia. But the psychology of the players, the wiring of their mental state. Who here pan? Ko omo they will have that idea say we have bottled the league on multiple times into this time around will be the same case. But me no ubisamia. I still think Arsenal has what it takes to win the league.
Okay.
But it depends on Arteta. Send obitimi as psyching the players no. Because now it's a mental game.
Yeah.
Angel Guardiola, a lot of people will consider him as the best coach ever. Kwadrum Rebia, on coach Biomo. He's trying to push the players psychologically to achieve more. And that is what sets him apart from all other coaches. In the Arteta or a disciple of Pep, I expect him to know. Say, baby, it is not necessarily about the tactics. Because the tactics, you have already deployed the tactics. The players know the tactics. So what I say. But they need to know what is at stake. What they need to do. What is expected of them. But when they go show me dream and I made a mistake and I may say, and no will worsen their case. Come up with season, no. Whatever strategies they are using to win the matches, and for whom, and for Obia home. Okay. Say set piece, and a person the audition goal. On fan share.
Okay.
But mentality, no.
In the next round, no. Arsenal Beji League, no matter what.
Sana me huno.
And North London have been one Aquamano.
No, North London have been the Arsenal winning.
Obesha Tottenham. Okay.
Because Tottenham only good state.
Okay.
Even though send the lineup now, Fifi a project here no, and yet all that bad. But Arsenal be person or responding in such a way say or restore confidence in the fan base.
Okay.
Cause what is their fans make already? Omo ya paba. Now so me jidi say Arteta utimi hwe the psychological aspect of the game. Na utimi boa players no e mo ti ase say de ye ana baby ayedri. E was say you manage your emotions ni year. I think Arsenal bet me really league no.
Okay. Meaning wo game for bia person here na
since me a Chelsea fan my own rat Chelsea
sure.
Na me person me bought Liam Rosini abaso.
Okay.
On say coach bia no oba team fresher. I was say utimi a trap players ne say odo mo. Na niema waye na over the last periods ma hwe no. Me hu say odo players no. Utimi bo mabaso bia post match conference obeka sembi adano omo call Napoli ko share omo 3-2 post match na one Joao Pedro oka asem de defan ho a oye na 2 omo ne Wolves omo call Wolves e ko share omo post match na one ko Palma omo sresre a wasama omo holiday a omo ko Dubai omo saba back sanyema we nyina no. What it does is that it helps the team to gel together. And no, ebe boa Chelsea for ye moving forward. Because don't forget, say Chelsea no after omo ball Club World Cup no players no mabre omabre inti overload no e dosum omabo games bebre players no omabre inti me person me born about super because oba inside no what share the difference between Enzo Maresca and Neono. Me na me Enzo Maresca sempa. But Enzo Maresca, he was quite hard on the players.
And then style no.
Say I was style, but Oba Premier League man, I was say almost the environment no. Different. In terms of philosophy, I liked how Enzo Maresca started. I liked his way of coaching. But about managing the players now, I was say ultimately as you say, not everybody is the same.
Chelsea players in the ground so I'm young.
So what you say? It's never can was all can ye. And so Maresca by no infitiasiano or Cassandra about Rhys James captaincy. Oh, Oshadaka say, the manliness of the young man. I thought that was quite problematic. But Yenfi on a member back to Enzo, a member back to Liam Rosinia. Me manage the way I all handle players. No?
Okay.
Because I know better the long-term results are obeying free players. No? Na game I want a barely bebo I was Stamford Bridge. No? I think the Chelsea be winning emphatically. Because that break now Marco have no. I best serve it as a major energy boost for them. Because Marco break, Marco Jimmy kakra, Marco release stress kakra, and I'm a back to the field. Me expect this to beat me even more than 3 goals. But Chelsea, omuye mistake no mu lose that game we are.
Ometonka.
And is a crown because on say matches be over. Who expected Chelsea? Lose.
Yeah.
But no about draw.
Yeah.
Goals are all conceded. Oju no ho a ontiase. Because games we were what said the West Ham football yeah. You free 2 goals. Almost share 2 goals and some I better na set third one. Na goals we were why you can see concede. It also much Sanya man pan because Burnley no on shada bad side sir. Even though say this season the more the Enshadan kon kind of. Omo a very good side. Omo person we points from Oha. Ometimi area. Ebia no on basa oba be shewu.
Okay. At least
oba be 2 points we fi ho. It also much side ni pan. But I expect Chelsea after the break and after Liam Rosinia ne the only team air and what he wants to achieve no I expect to beat me. We need our game way.
Okay.
Now let's go to Spain because the person will making some brief comments.
Okay.
Also off the back of the SC week way, Champions League playoffs now your boy now Vinicius Junior. Omoye racism AB against him no. On says Sanyama way no, even though it affects the players psychologically no, sometimes it serves as a boost for them mentally to achieve more. Because Vinicius Junior no. I did we see more than 3 times. The punishment that was meted out to those who were culprits, no. Now, Obi could them 8 months. Obi your racism chant will failed so. Now they don't go to 8 months. I say after 8 months, we saba. Now, Bana Osabi this uncle now. What has been achieved? Maybe problem say in Spain, right? There needs to be punishments, severe punishments. For Omoa, Ombe perpetrate sa racist acts no. Because who you fan na Uba stadium to come and do such a thing. I was saying to me, Palm Free Stadium crowd, you no come back to the stadium again ever. Okay. Now who you play and so now who you sad the way ya. You must be banned for life. And after na you be more 10-match ban, you be fine with 100 nasif derby.
Joshua, wait there, fetch me. My uncle man somra.
Mati.
Understand say Kwame I busy pa opese okona okoya de ntimi ene nkasa nyewi na yentua yenkomo no Nshaman so 4.5 I tell from Pamcho ye kwama so na ye ne Accra House of Folk customer for in Kwame Operado and so eni nkomo ene anope Kwame otimi gan good morning.
Good morning.
Mini as say me fro on fa say bibia fine.
Many years go by, I would jam it. We are never.
Now, so come who was catching me.
Hey, the view.
Now, Obi a whole house of folk. On a Casamom, or both me, I get to me half of grammagy.
I said, so do you know? Not a one person make a 170 and I just had a mommy then also about it.
I was Bibiabo kind of.
Oh, Jamia do me away. You are okay.
Edanyamia say. Na me shall say me more ne Accra House of team Lindina about some say after some ball now no question that game no this our first time you did 18 community. First of all no you bomb about for winning that game.
Yeah, there will be the answer as your supporters me or more they share their concern and they share their comments and their support at all times. We take lessons from it so that we'll continue to get better in every aspect of our lives. We thank everybody and you guys as well as Nhyira FM.
Afei yɛne game no nkɔmmɔ kakra menim sɛ mowɔ game a nyame adoma this weekend mobɔ against Ebrekum Chelsea. I mean, this was a game before has moved no. Yɛnim some previous meetings with Asante Kotoko na result no enkuyi and uti obia I mean pandit obia onim the Kotoko House game no. Na okase this is a game ebia na House of Folk entimi and survive aside Kotoko promo any ade na this was a game I'm prepared so well because no more lose to a Diana no me feel say game way a turning point edema aya Asante Kotoko operate Diana House of Folk mo yeah game no even 10 against 11 mutumi be share Kumasi Baba Stadium Diana mo yeah
well once again I mean that's it is all about making sure that you have the determination, you have kept good focus, and making sure that outside the noise and disrupt whatever that you can do. Also, before this game, the opponent was very confident that for the past 3 years, because they've had the upper hand over us between that period and they were going to do it again. And we felt that, look, it is very important at all times that we have to do something that will always have our name, our show. And one of the things to do is that you don't respond, but you channel all of your effort on pitch and make sure that record now, gradually they were trying to gain over us. We have to work towards breaking it. And breaking it meant that it is there will be our responsibility to play towards ensuring that we'll be successful. We'll be able to even 10 against 11. The guys on the pitch were so much confident that look, whatever that Yari has it at the back into all of this, we have to let it work perfectly well. And our coach in Sufun say Wabobako and Yalusu Akra. It is a yetimijine now at least that's comfort that team no supporters that's bragging right now. We've been also say Yedi Hujuman, Yen Sabeka. So all put together now, making sure that players well motivated, well fed, everything was on point. This is football. We went in and ensured that on the day.
Oh, okay. I think no Johnny Aminka say ne Kwame Operado Kasama for Edema House of Folk and AD and Komo and Anope. Again, Kwame Yensi Street in street in Komo Kaka and then your ball game and I mean Sir Utie coaches Nipa Bibri. There's this school of thought I'm say on the day in the House of Folk move we need game because now say Kotoko technical team na as in Nipa na or share today after say KMZ to call as that tactically then Yaman Sheda enkuyi only sa for near they say on the day no as a Kotoko KMZ to now not only bench one as a no so to some extent affected the Kotoko team number motivation.
Well, I think that let me say that I have respect for the Kotoko technical team. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about that. We have a good relation, especially with somebody like Coach Hamza. We have excellent relationship. But let me also add that Oshe Bibia in football terms, Bibia Coach Didi, the pedigree in football, the level of our rising to football, it is most obvious that he's ahead of the Kotoko technical team. And being ahead, it is not just by on paper. You needed to prove it. I will prove it to show your team will stand, how your team will be able to resist pressure and as a stand up against pressure. Your arrangement to cramp from a tree at the band now they call him, even when you are 10 men down. Which for me, it showed that yes, the Kotoko technical men, we don't take anything away from them. But once again, the reality is that maybe our Coach Didi will do in terms of football, in terms of coaching, is way ahead of them.
Come again. It seemed House of Folk, I say, so we're Liga Yebuya. Sans a finkai, na wakwa we are kwako game, It seems as a result, near pass, how they compare a home games na mabono. Does that mean, sir, if you're not under pressure, you will play so now? Dear Namunya right, Samuka.
Well, once the atmosphere, the support level, and I say the support base, and then the pitch down balls and the kind of more whatever comment, whether it's positive, whatever it is negative, all of that you hear. It is so different from whatever goes on when you travel away. And it is also gradually telling us, which I know that the coaches are working on, that they are quite away, that we are able to get the result. And also, say, you're both in front of your home fans. It doesn't matter whether the stadium is full to capacity. It doesn't matter whatever chance comes from the stands. We have to keep good focus. For football, somebody will pass one comment out of 100 people. They pass one comment. I want to say there. But and this is almost a house. And say Emma, you rather stand firm. You have to say Obiaka says, "Oh, come you carry ain't me way." And I say somebody throws insult at me. Come you carry. The only thing that is a make a chairman who say, "Dipana sabi odi masem no. How do I work to satisfy him?" So that people say the same individual now say, "Oh, we want to be here." Why you say what? The same individual now in a matter of minutes, and I say this grab on the best fan. Now I'm about to support you. Internet, you know, the over footballer, or if you are involved in football, when you win, the language from your support base is different. When you don't win, it is different. Over draws, it is different. But meanwhile, they are the same people. So it is up to you, the player, to make sure that the chance now, winning, you work on the pitch to make sure that the chance becomes positive, and it tells you extra motivation. Let me use myself as an example. If somebody says something negative, I sit back and ask myself that, how do I change, reflect, so that he is happy, so that you win one soul again, and you continue to move forward. But if you look at it, that Nipan say why you say it, then you let that individual become enemy there. And that individual has won the race. That's you haven't done anything. So it is always correct that at all times, you're quite winning. When we come back home, the same mindset, the same focus, the same fighting spirit, we are able to put it in so that we'll be able to continue to pick points. And minimum idea, coach Eddie Hojima, in terms of psychologically speaking to the players, in terms of making sure that look all what they need to make sure that how successful you are will be a very successful home. And I'm very sure that it will begin to show that everybody will get to know that but on the pitch.
Insurance of 4.5 and panning to 4.7 Yene Kwame Opare Ado Kasama for Edema Hasufuk and now Eddie Ayen Komo. Then Kwame Anye, I mean, said the name in our one Kasanswa Jatum, say Hasufuk, say, oh, share resort, Amonia. I will a fee number to compare away. It looks like away minimum a year at the chain fee. This time, more bohum at the Tia Brukum Chelsea Yamia Doma, a Ochna. I wanted to say Hasufuk ahead of Brukum Chelsea game. No.
Well, once again, Steve is still training in the matter of the next few minutes. We'll bring training to an end. Idea, you have to prepare yourself very well. Make sure that even before tomorrow's team talk, final team talk, and we move to the Legon pitch. Yet, we are in terms of making sure that your coach actually right from Tuesday, everybody seeing them. You need to reproduce it so that the results are you have been sorry. Oshe points a day in term, any points at that, that corner, that is 5 points. That alone serves as extra motivation. Say, look, we have to continue to push. That motivation alone will continue to push us and continue to push us. And we'll be asking him, say, we are coach my responsibility. Say, that can represent the huge house of family, you have to do it your very best because that it is part of the team culture. Our coach have built it in players, sense of belonging, you must do your responsible part at all times. Inti, any idea better say we do the squad, maybe a modern, and yet, inti, you want to admirate them. You just want to tell yourself that this will be an easy ride. No, we will never do that. Yet, focus our keeper and say we take it game after game and make sure that funny to say the same match in we are not losing concentration. Want to put in the best. Then nobody will sit back and say that you were able to do this last week and I said in your went man. No, our focus is very clear and we'll continue to push.
Let's say, Oko Media, I had bien can Sir Black Stars 2 friendly games are there named against Austria and then Germany, no. Ibenya I 2 goalkeepers are Omundina be free Accra Hearts of Oak in Benjamin Asari and then Solomon Agbasi. First of all, Hearts of Oak man your official BB from FNO HSA and Pamomrante Mini Oma from and I said BB Sawa feeling it is our camp.
Well, the truth is that in Solo, in Asari, they are the best goalkeepers in the domestic league. I am not the one saying it, and it is not just because Obibeka said Obi were statistics are Obibeka said Obi were 13 clean sheets, Obi were 15 clean sheets, and all of that. It is about what you are able to do. Mm-hmm. For me, the two of them representing the best, and I say on mine that I have the best. I represent a country there. I don't think it is ever wrong to invite the two of them.
But Mati be official from the FA.
Well, I know if there's a message like that, it comes through the mail. I can easily find out from you. But I've also heard reports on that. So that is an invitation that will be coming.
Some will bring 2 goalkeepers in Benjamin Asari and Solomon Agbasi.
Yes.
Okay. But I hope some issues we are now starting to say poppy up now. I mean, what a lot of commentaries are for running on this particular subject matter. And no few say yes, Benjamin Asari will be in the modern ball. He has been number 1 of late into only the problem. But Solomon Agbasi also he's doing well, but a second goalkeeper, even this season, Grano, Benjamin Asari prayer. Now on your goal post in being I mean, your other goalkeepers they are also doing very well. Our various clubs are also a war. And in Kabaya, yen show must be if so opportunity near person your local goalkeepers the moment so it me enya Black Stars feel and so ebia. Minimum say one is out for the say Hearts of Oak 2 goalkeepers. Bako regular Bako so there our second goalkeeper. Is it fair? Fair say be from you now.
Well, in the first place, this is not the first time that this has happened, and this will not be the last time that this will happen. So, 2 goalkeepers from Accra House of Hope, Akapoya national team goalkeepers, and it will not stop in football anywhere on this planet. But are we looking at the Pobit Maya Jumano, or we are looking at just giving opportunities? For me, not just because they are Yawo House of Hope in If Solo deserves it, we must appreciate that he deserves it. If another goalkeeper deserves it better than Solo, near the manner, they deserve it. But in this instance, our performance is clear for everybody to see. Yampona can say, my friend say, Solo Nchi has many games.
Yeah.
But Kakrana watching. Kakrana has 7 matches now, so large. Who in their football thinking mind will tell me that Niasolo it is not the level in the Premier League. I will be surprised that Ubeka may say Senka Solo Sebi Team B and Team A and your friend and can find a better one. Senko be Anka was him. Sebi. Yamfan say Solo on Ekotoko, first choice goalkeeper. And now say Solo Ediana first choice goalkeeper. I know your Olympics goalkeeper. That's your first Solo say you did not come home. As if he has to folk. And as has Solo no Ofi your friend say Kotoko and he didn't have a come one. would somebody have any argument? Nobody will have argument because everybody will say that individual called Solono, he is good. It's the amount of opportunity now, it is right. So in this case, so let's say he's an excellent material. Now, or the same team with the other, it doesn't mean that any young can inject. Young for BKK just to make a representation. My understanding is that in football is that Obia ever flow Eduardo national team. Let's say in this case, Sari is the number one, Black Stars number one goalkeeper. Solo goes in to compete with others for the second spot.
Yeah.
You get it. If Ochinabi say Asari ni wha, let's say opportunity no koto Solo swa, that Solo should be able to live up to excellent performance. It should not just be because that Solo was chosen because he is one of the players that came from other teams. An experiment for.
Yeah.
So it is about who will be able to do it at what time to help a national cause. And in this case, if this has fallen on Solo, I think that we have to rather encourage him, appreciate the efforts of the national team handlers that they have noticed something that is good. And also congratulate Najau and Coach Didi and for all the work that they have done. You understand? For me, I think that it should rather tell us that the beer will be an opportunity. You have to work. And once you work and people are seeing and being fair to the system, your chance will come.
I mean, we're a customer for the man, I have to but I mean, a candid opinion. Do you think it's a, like you said, I mean, Solo Nanseno on your neda? When I saw your pen on Ubedemu Ebi. Do you think that the Abranton Ben Kakrano are enough, says your friend of Black Stars? Or candid opinion on this?
You know that when local Black Stars, I think South Africa, right? Yeah. Before the Nations Cup or Moko friendly match, you know. I was even surprised that Solo wasn't included in the squad.
Okay.
I was highly surprised that Solo wasn't included in the squad. But once again, the handlers of the national team will tell you that what we looked at for, these are the individuals that qualified. So that one alone, once again, represented an opportunity and an encouragement line that we needed to continue to speak to the young man. So look, we've been alcohol and you won't alcohol yet. But we believe that when your opportunity now, you would have done it better. Don't disrespect anybody. Ebi do so. And truthfully, why you Jumana the Ababe say, good for me, it is good recognition. Say Omo Mutie Chia, Omo chef taking the best for the nation, you know. They have done their work well.
Fee, also a question be able to say now.
Fifi Manfred Nina, my question be.
Yes, sir.
I think that about Kwama fans be a little bit worried. Senior House of Folk fans be GD say most general managers na some ba. Omo share dan nyakwan enye djuma no senior House of Folk fans epe. Obeka the lali anku ba ye ne credential solid House of Folk fans no money agi. Me kukudu baby na fi there in some kekana we do so say House of Folk fans in who they are the lali anku ye. In fact, people have their own conversations around that. But what is new with a new general manager? What is the plan? I think it's going to go on well. Or begin the Juma. I wish you been a bit between the Amahas fans or new general manager with respect to Hearts.
Well, in the first place, let me use your huge platform to tell House of Folk supporters there. 7. I didn't back with you. Mr. Julius. Award me mind that or they back on board to come and ensure that the direction our club and their corner they are aligning positively with whatever that his also principles are. I mean managerial principles. Then I will be very much successful. Instead, will be what suggestion be, contribution be. Not say above what him now and moving to nature. Now on Kate, oh, shed any parkono, I could name Aka hoping will be and son of say, see a guy. And I said, let's come together the same positive way the management and the top hierarchy together with the NCC moving at the same pace and at the same direction. If we are together like this, I think that we'll be very much successful. But we will need the strong support of every folk. Maybe whatever your programs are, when you speak, I don't mean you directly, but when you speak and it concerns Hasselfolk, once you are also not insulting, in quote, but contributing through criticisms, positive criticisms, contributing through advice, ensure that we all listen and we all know where to pick from, where to make sure that we adjust the system and we continue to move ahead. And when they say, if I'm a and an energy and
okay.
So his doors are open. Will be your contribution. Let it come on board. And so be a cow. Emphasize so that we will all be able to move one line so that we'll be.
Senior, what do you think is one thing that Mr. Julius obetimi winning has fans over and one thing or who even as communications director of Hasselfolk, Boone say are you impactful as general manager of the club?
Well, I think that one of the apart from ensuring that the youth development in the club is successful on and off pitch and all of that, you understand. All those things are very important. But one other area that from beginning to the end, I am very positive that it will generate a lot of peace. Also, when together, nobody will be able to infiltrate your camp. I mean, because infiltrator, what I want to mean is that you move the same direction. You don't focus on it. Whatever you have to pick from it, you pick. Then we move on.
Oh, okay. All right. About me understand say no power busy kakra. Na me hwe league table ni sisi medium odi kan no 44 and Hasselfolk more 39. Which means between mo and medium and 5 points. And a separate mu mienu. Hasselfolk mo di league no.
Well, our focus is to take it game after game. So we still have 12 games to go. It's about 22. So we are running. So yes, we have 34. So we have 12 games to go. In all of these 12 games to go, our focus is to ensure that we are positively consistent in terms of gathering or picking points from all the games. Inti enya ndia yebe underrate opponent bi, enya ndia yebe overrate opponent bi. We prepare, go in well, point after point, point after point, point after point, and hope that at the end of the season, the effort, everything that's put together will yield a positive result, and the whole family will be happy.
Kwame Opare Ado Anope, thank you very much for your time. Dasepa. Na you wish all the best, Nyamia.
For your opportunity and your contribution and your suggestions as well. All put together, it will continue to help the football industry to grow positively.
Okay. Communications director Edema Hasselfolk Kwame Opare and you know Ekodi Enkomo Bibri, Enkomo ni Abrubu Bibri, Kabibi Aba. At the cycle of the players after winning against Kotoko, big games and one players now, but they drew relatively small games. We say here because now the cycle of the players in here find Nina Kwame Opare Akasa de Fahon, and then again the entity say 2 goalkeepers every free Hasselfolk. Now Black Stars. Friendly games against Austria, 27th match, and Germany in 30th. You know, you been 2 goalkeepers are free. Accra Hasselfolk, Benjamin Asari, and then Solomon Agbasi. We discussing. I'm per se, and so Ansana, the Ghana Premier League, you know, Yaba Behena, and so etimi at the Ama Yeti for, but young Maminko Achuma Menshia. na me nua Alex Boateng and the boys omo atnasia including the Fira omo nyina no etie eye show no nti edamase ba understand say said omo si ebiema omo etie show no enya asem keto akwanti Alex one boys ni nyina no yenchia mo ene anope pato laundry the message bia bana kofi memra ona me wi amenko eye Joshua so aho I say all the psychologists can go to Arsenal to psych them and so they will not win the league. Wishing Akras will go the best against Brekum Chelsea. Good morning to Mr. Latif of Infum Farms, Pato Laundry, and this message at the Abba. Kofi am say and semi one TTBR. I will be as Argentina one team. Na say yes say ampa Black Star technical teams one person more opportunities. Ebma in local players more Black Stars in the Argentina yenhwe elsewhere. Na has the idea am ba ko Benjamin Asari or number 1. So ma gbasi no ono oye deputy. So we mbra onya bi na. It is yes more opportunity there. And then yenhwe the other side as in the other teams no mo so no. Yemom goalkeepers in be the opportunity. Yenhwe omo so awo.
Which I think that first of all, one of the things that people have to understand is that Agbeshi will be an open national team. If you are the Agbeshi trajectory next year, you know, yesterday I was telling you, say, but for Agbeshi, you know, maybe I'm going to be has number 1 crowd before now. Maybe Kampan KD Black Stars local goalkeeper on come could have been Agbeshi before Benjamin Asari. But of course, he proud. And I think that you see, sometimes players here before Black Stars won't come out. We make one simple mistake every time. One simple mistake. The simple mistake of say you perceive the player because we always want to base the analysis on statistics and data. It's not done like that anywhere. And you don't choose a player. The coach in question can say that I've seen this player. Me pay attitude, even the attitude, how he can blend with the team. Saying here, a bit more for me a good unit in terms of relationship with the team. It's in the player, but I'm sure these things happen elsewhere. Share. And also the Spanish national team. The performance of Juan Garcia has been way better than Unai Simon. But on Bisa, Spain for De La Fuente. De La Fuente said he has watched the 2 goalkeepers when they were young from the junior divisions. But he prefers Unai Simon now. It is not always about we have about 10 clean sheets, 4 clean sheets, or 50 matches.
Numbers, you see.
It's some you see, they be American we say.
Preference.
In football, Rich, no decision is a standalone. Yankase because ni data yente no kwa yedeneko. And as you see, usually those decisions don't supersede each other. Yes, sometimes in the discussion you say that okay, data is good, let's look at it. But also things that you can't quantify. Data usually the tangible data bit me empirical data no bit me okay, way 1, way 2, way 3. But certain things that could be attitude. Ghana attitude any can answer me. Ghana attitude ultimate quantity. You cannot. But doesn't it affect the team?
Sure.
It does. So if a coach says that based on this attitude, already a Ghana has 50 goals, but this attitude makes me ahead to the team chemistry. So I won't take the player there, it's important. So there are other things that they could have looked at. Again, even in terms of data, when you look at the number of games at Beshiachi, any clean sheet they are good enough. In 9 games, he has 7 clean sheets.
Enough. Matches in 9 days, but
yes, he has proven that he's good enough. And again, in the context of all of this, for goalkeepers, it's not just about clean sheets and qua. You look at the save percentage, you look at the goal to save percentage ratio, the game ratio. In all of that, it is very, very important. Rich, ABR today, Benjamin Asari, and you see, me Anna DBR, me there are to say, in this job that I've been doing over this last few years, it's independent of thoughts that keeps me going. Mekai, when Benjamin Asari story started with Kromasi, I was one of the few people that say that, Masa, people should stop saying that Onyade because in Gofo say your local goalkeeper Onyade, and I say no. The Benjamin Asari first give you a boy born against Chad at Accra Sports Stadium. And I mentioned that we have a lot of issues psychologically. Fans, grandpa, they don't identify with the Black Stars. Almost the Black Stars thing, we were bringing in a goalkeeper for the local team of the country, which Accra Suffolk. Near Bomatch, Accra. The Accra Suffolk fans will identify with Benjamin Asari, probably go there and support Benjamin Asari because he's one of their own. Give a good atmosphere around the team, and they can base on that to get some good performances. Since then up to now, people have now moved from Benjamin Asari and you're good enough to now say that okay, at least there are certain things that you look at in goalkeepers. Solomon Agbeshi is good enough.
if the coaches say that they want to look at 3 goalkeepers, there are a lot of them. Which Osha Ghana Premier League. One of the things, see, even Aziz Azari and Nwaba Kotokwa, or that second choice goalkeeper, 2 seasons ago when he was in Bechem, didn't you see the performance of Madari?
Mekai Kotoko.
Yes.
Is it Morocco?
Yeah.
Africano.
Didn't you see the performance of Madari? Yes, Omoko Africano. These are things that a lot of quality performances from your goalkeepers. But the handlers of the team look at a few things. Then they bring the players in. Then they assess them based on what will work for them. Yansheni consistently would always want to make it look like but that's not the case. We can't be better than them at their jobs, at least until we've given them maximum time to ascertain. And in any case, Agbeshi, when he went to Africa with Dreams and the Karim Zito, Agbeshi was solid.
Super good.
It doesn't mean that they are not good players. See, Rich, so offer games are Felix Yabo, offer the number of matches and he will probably be better because he has played more, he has more than him. In fact, even in terms of clean sheets, Felix Yabo, I think the Samatex also goalkeeper has more clean sheet than anybody at Ghana Premier League. So all of these things are there, but beyond that, what do the handlers want? And I think that is where we are going to in terms of Ghana Black Stars and goalkeepers.
Maybe if you said the problem, free house, but that shouldn't be a problem. You bet me, I'm a countless example all over the world. Okwa national team, you were one particular club, ABN players dominating. In 2010, Spain team at bar
World Cup.
And then Barcelona.
I mean, the Spanish team has always
Barcelona,
Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Egypt national team. Ali players now. At the
end of the day, they have to be quality. So if we can ascertain the quality
say, quality enough. No kono bet me perform here. And yet, free house, your free player back going to know. Me and free him. I know, sir. And I'm not in the free.
Also, it's a 50 if Ghana will embrace the science of footballer, ebe boy ye pa. Debiano yama sentiments edi enim.
Okay.
Inti se say yesi yafa goalkeepers menu from us. Adenti
yafa has goalkeepers menu.
So what you say? You say about any conversation. Obi ti baby you say, aha, sana debi omoye. But na entisa because the handlers of the team they know what they want.
Sure.
And na ukohwem kra na Agbesi na year friend is here no. Almost starting monitor no nyene.
Sure.
So what you say? The same for Benjamin Asari. Because before Benjamin Asari was called, no, in Yanentia say he was being monitored long time. He was even in the pool. For the players, now they were even being considered ahead of the 2022 World Cup. Now Benjamin Asari a kasa pool of players, no, which means that he has always been on the books of the management. So what I say, into media, me can say we need to allow the science, ABR management, no, omo di name be SEO money, and omo use our criteria, no. And they are selecting goalkeeper. Yeah. Don't forget, say, normally the goalkeeper is the first line of defense.
Sure.
Into when you will be a bit in your command or back line now, Emanyama Ekon Kaimao. If you look at the reasons why Agbeshi, any Benjamin Asari, Omabo Modi, Enya clean sheets, to say the Omenya for House of Folk now, it demonstrates how they have been able to command their back line to help with the defense. Basically, on the face value, it gives you a lot of information. It made me feel say, some idea no of your friend has players me into a bias. I was see a bisomo no much there be any biana technical team no or member out. I be catch say enunti any your friends are player way. But say it me trust you more enough to make the decision say yeah the way anyway eko qualifiers and eko friendly match and I could book World Cup now, they will give us the result. Sana mimi huno.
Hey, too sentimental though. I say we don't attack issues. I say
that is how we've had a lot of discussions.
Too bad.
You see, it has always been about identity. You see, and it's the same thing as this same Salim Adams conversation. People are beginning to say, so Omo pushi Salim Adams no, Omo ye Jumapa just insinuate Biana Obiaji baby. It shouldn't always be like that.
Omo pushi saying.
Oh, they are saying Omo ye Juma, like Omo pushing more for Salim Adams. To at least paint a picture that
the first question I'm going to say, Abrante no. say a man call up or deserve one or deserve. That's the first thing you need to look at.
They will tell you that he doesn't deserve.
How?
That's what you say.
In my branch from a Dubiase has a book called Cincinnati. Came back playing for Mediama.
You see again, when you put somebody there, will be a catch or so on your for, but so describe as on your for being a baby won't be catch. So that one there, you can't stretch it too much.
Either we say when yummy.
That clinical examples of when you're Chelsea. I'm we them crab or how overcut idea your crab. So I mean, but the conversation should not be like that. MYing. It doesn't help us. It always has to be with decorum.
I don't like the conversation around Black Stars, especially with our collapse. I said, this perception of an penny for no move. Sebi. Sometimes your money look like as a coach is no cry your form to Mokano. As a woman answer, Sebi. I don't want to honor. Every penny for no one's woman at Tromo, Kofawi, Kofrewi, my wimbo say. Me, I don't get it. Sanya Manife. Black Stars, yes. For example, maybe a racket. The only thing they can do is say, oh, maybe a coach. You should play a buha. If you so play and you're good. There can you to add some. So to feel so, oh, me to player no. He's okay. Make me now call up, bet me a bar. Any coach that's him. I don't just say a beer, GF and Anna, you're a cat in a situation for player and call. And for Salim Adam, I mean, unless they be our own person, Salim Adam, so I'm following a local league and what travel so a bad experience. Of course, Cincinnati go US.
Set perception is say, of course, Cincinnati was so cocaho. Adena or Sababa.
Now the young players will be Makwazaba. And I could just make anymore. Young Ghanaian players are. Do to no come Masaba, Compogu and go aye, Algeria. Is he not back? Obey is over. And he does not make him a bad player. Nice and commoner around Black Stars
in the Blacks in the
league no commoner. And person me be lines in temper na bema atie for no enso ebem na afei. Yeah, hunsem. And everything Bob became United. Ochina young apostles and kuma asas na kobobo. And here when she House of Folk Everton Lego, no more actually become Chelsea. Samatex enemy dear my nations. Any dreams about Diana, any Ho United, Pando Heart of Lions, any baby and Costa Sababo, na Karina, and so Tenefia House team. Your form say 11 wonders. Basagoli stars, Tenefi, no more actually a year team. Your form say a year Swadu Oblanti, 2 debutants on Amunsuno. A bit me a share away there. Quickly say me. Okay, mincha time na kana mamuna. Joshua, this time in chance in favor with the games in there or not. Yama for number.
Let's start it from Accra to Folk because Amuna wiki train umbeshe kotoko. Ewo Kumasi na. Ushe omodern ball at home this season and share that and shame crying sir. But I'm expecting so many breakum Chelsea about sa game where all Legon there or some team winning sa game no. Because we bring something nyadi sir.
But how the amount games we say ana a tricky kakran say who be the players and also a kotokone no boy. Into omun sheden here motivation gidi from outside. Omun what it is at stake. Our game they need a bragging right. Into Drew has in a omudo mu bi biaba game no. But again Chelsea no money and the no about. And the games we say no bonne yede.
The question for us in say are they really willing to win the league this season? Because they were almost starting the league, no. And they almost bought to this extent now. It doesn't really demonstrate team or in pole position so person winning league, no, convincingly. On say the last time House of Folk a winning league, no, that was in 2020. Osha almost performance now, the readiness of the players, and a modern boy omuda were pack no so. It demonstrated a team that was ready to win. Even looking from the aspect of the management, the similar thing can be said of Masoud Didi Dramani. Say, or you know, or born home or yadi. Because the way I see winning match now against Kotoko Krana, a lot of people have praised his pragmatism on the field, and it's a good thing. But is Haas really willing to win the league this season? Because person winning league or home games no,
especially a local league in India.
Of course. But Otimiko away no akunya result oba homa na adani asem fufuro.
Okay.
But looking at omu game against Kotoko, any performance you know, it looks like if they will win the league, I bet starting from some match where Omoni Brekum Chelsea.
Okay.
That is where we will see the mentality, whether or not they are willing to really go all out to win the league. It made me feel say, Hearts of Oak, I was so much winning some match. Say, almost person winning league in Kwandia. They need to try and win the game against Brekum Chelsea.
Okay,
Young Apostles. Yeah. Now, Young Apostles, this is why I deal with FIFA. I think it will be a big test for them. Because Kotokonso, this season, look at the controversies, say, Omunemu. And looking carefully at the fact, say, House of Folk went 10 man in the game at Babayara, but they couldn't punish, but Kotoko couldn't punish Hearts. Well, it raises a lot of questions. Say, are they going to mean superior strategy be MBT House of Folk? Going to Young Apostles, knowing very well, say Young Apostles, so this season we're born home or they were home. Can you get the result? And also a big question, saying Kotoko for a Komua this week and now this particular weekend, you better say almost bit me any result now. But I mean, who say Kotoko, if they will want to get the result because of our fans. Because it's a fans from Medja. And I will also say there was an expectation say against House of Folk no crown or make young trip be a crown and wasn't committing to draw. It's now more Young Apostles no. Excuse me anyhow. Because you have the full squad. So what I say, yes, maybe in terms of management, there's a deficiency. But I was say more you're ready to win back the love of the fans because fans will be eager. I'm expecting say Kotoko going to Young Apostles. Young Apostles this season what born home in their own backyard no. Kotoko entimi anya bibia kra no or so mutimi share very quick goals. A bit me winning back the fans because that is how it starts. So utimi ko away it's a game way after losing to Hearts. Now utimi nya results now. It demonstrates to people say you are willing to get something back and you are willing to win the love of the fans.
Okay.
I'm expecting say Kotoko every win is a match no.
Okay.
Our Young Apostles.
Rich, you see the Hearts of Folk game against Brekum Chelsea be one that I'm confident Hearts of Folk will win for two reasons. First off, Nipano Obefi will give Hearts the extra motivation. Kofi Yesu never. It's yeah, he has worked with them. He knows the team. Again, Mikacho said this week I've been in a lot of communication with Amasao Dudi Dramani and constantly when people talk about the fact that they are not certain how we'll play the next game because of inconsistencies, Mikacho say Hearts players usually have complained to me say most of the times problems are more where the Hearts fans that come to support them. It's not as patient as they would want it to be. Internally a little bit problematic. Rich, Hearts will get a job done. And it's, if you want to look at it from the statistical point of view, the home record of Accra Hearts is very bad. Almost 17th on the league home record table. But also Brekum Chelsea going away from home also. They are not good travelers either. Brekum Chelsea, they're 14, just 3 points away from home. It is a mobile Dunangasa you took on your results. Hearts of Folk themselves also when they are playing at home don't get the results. But if you look at the home record of Accra Hearts of Folk, they have 17 points when they are home. Although it's not the best. But then somebody has just 3 points on the travels. I believe strongly it's a Hearts being a job. Which Koto need good results when they go to the Bono region. Even the Bono region in general, they struggle. And I think that this can be a test of the mettle and strength of Coach Prince Owusu. Not from a tactical point of view, but then how he's able to manage the players and psychologically give them the platform to go and play the game. Because also Kotoko team now, when Kotoko play away from home, they are on the average of Ghana Premier League. In fact, so also the away table of the Ghana Premier League, Hearts of Folk are the best, followed by Mediama, Diana, and Kotoko with 13 points. Now Kotoko are just 3 points off the second place team on the away league log. It means that when Kotoko go away, they do well. But the problem is when Kotoko play against teams in the Bono region. That is where the problem is. Traditionally, it becomes a little bit difficult for them. You would want Kotoko to bounce back, which I am not certain that Kotoko beats many results. I think Kotoko's result away from home today a draw.
That statement in our supporters never no munyamo.
Omo statement. Omo pe statement.
Because we didn't think about disaster.
There be disaster. Say season I disaster we.
Always it Diana has a show. Third game, Connor. I mean, say sorry to the supporters.
Say sorry. No, Rich. You don't get to say sorry just like that. Rich. Finally, on the games I want to touch on. Carrera. Only last week before say about Super Clash no. Coach Nhyira now do Carrera code dreams ko show 1-0.
Okay.
The next social league log no so. Nhyira now do the boys no in a very very good play. I think they're in 7th position in the overall league log. And this weekend, Otenefie no about against a very very stubborn side of Ghana Premier League in 11 Wonders. 11 Wonders will not have to travel far. They are going to play against Karela. Rich, if you're there, I'm expecting the Coach Nhyira and the Karela boys now will get at least a draw again, most likely a win to consolidate on points or Horam. At the end of the season, he may not win the Coach of the Year, but Rich, baby and Karela and Nam as a club. And what Nhyira Amadou has done in 2 seasons, keeping them in the league and putting them to mid-table comfortably. And I wanted to say this. On only the mandate is to keep the league, the team in the league. And you say Ghana Premier League, we have 40 points our league. If he wins this one, I can't just 3 matches. Okay. He has a place in the Ghana Premier, and I think congratulations to Coach Nhyira and then the Mantian. Now, really, just before you do or add, and then our listeners back send him a message say, and then Obiawoda to me show. Me wish this quick birthday. Emma, one of our listeners, our show no so na send a bay almost no many beji adwumane on my first of which me the picture na send Pauli na or say good morning on ne opeso wish the birthday of Isaac Sita Donko, former UVAC ministry president, committee chairman. Committee chairman, Ghana National Association or Italy.
Sure.
Idini.
Sure.
There's a Ghana for war Italy.
I'm chairman.
I'm chairman. No.
Sita don't no.
Oh, a guy. Was on the Udi. Oh, a guy. Oh,
you a guy.
Okay, so be a guy. I understand.
So what?
I understand.
Okay. Nyamiya Adama season so basso 25th. That is next week. Yeah. All about the set teams, you know, and our schools, you know, be ready. On said defending champions so called a man and a prempe and a man who says Louis. It's in Yamiya next week, so no air basso den. In himself, Ubia, Buan Hona, Jumadia, Best Brain Publications, book Papa, percent, or for Banishia, Yenan, and Bia, or Cotro, from Quadanma, copy SHSR. Me patro a Best Brain Publication books, and as out to the mano, in collaboration with Air Korea Sports Consort. Nyamiya Adama 2026 Ashanti Region Interschools Superzonas, you know, and so Embasintino Ayana Ayana near the support Akoma a schools, you know, Amabibia a Kama 0507 200 200 3220 A3581 A3582 A3583. Maybe lines, you know. Musumrana Momachra Madrid. Hello, first caller. Sorry. Hello.
Richardo.
Yes, sir.
Nyamiadum. Pato Land Service Town.
Pato.
Richardo. Manam Papa Mr. Latif. Ovun fan. Namincha Afola Abinidia Cantona. Care this will be a Gidis with you. Richardo. Said no, you see, can the message by no. As now, this is not the first time. Your friend is saying, oh my, you can't leave block. Now, my town, I'm going to father. May I ask now, I don't know can come with the plane there. Almost means you know. So I said, now I confirm you as a psychologist, Minama or more class or more quarter training grounds and match day crown cycle or ma. Almost to me. So almost to me, wait, Mr. Manchester for the town. Which I trust me. Manchester, Mr. You better ask now for. So almost, I can make a Joanna.
Batu. Okay, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm a cookie man, so I'm not telling you, oh, Sokoban village. Richardo. Sir, Richardo, who was here, and I said, Biba is here. So, Ayala. Now, Sapa, Richardo. Mumpe.
Aye, Papa.
Ah, what a fantastic job. Because before, I am a day of the funeral. Council Rasta players in Nhyira go to fire ya for money and new transfer no extra air there so ye be really me bomb fire my council for say they are be you ma
that's a pa and so that's yam fan school. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Doviniana. Okay, me too.
Red Cup, win African Cup. It is top notch. Any a throw or Meboa. Omode more any a different. Now, 3 years you know, first year, here, kind of pra. Bush or man, the farmer has to put. Only you know who difference through. In the way, as a China, Nipeni Abrisiti, I break it from one team. When you begin one before, that's it.
Okay, and so yeah, that's him. Fan school. Hello,
Ricardo.
Yes, sir.
Oyibo Boatini.
Oyibo.
Ricardo.
Yes, sir.
Oh boy, Juma. Father, my name is Dr. Aladi Mahmoud Baumia, former vice president, incoming president, and Rami Kofi, commander Mo. Papa, we were brand new to say, Ricardo. The American say your best record to play, he said. Young apostles, dear. Omuntime should give them better interest. If you say to me, I will soon to me and said that. Because only last Sunday, the pump and it was Kabia, or what is shame to take it. Or what to go gross, no clear, they say, or the continuum Lantiano, the double more. It's not the costed room, papa. Yes, young apostles, dear. Or when Shameko, no doubt, you go from Paul.
Okay. I'm fan school. Hello.
Ricardo.
Coco Doctor.
Ricardo.
Bernard Amwania Udihu, aka Aircon Specialist. Yanko.
You see a phone also up my son to Ricardo. Also, Namia Doma, or Tina, any 1 week no. And how to folk your other circle to come. You do 1 week no, Namia Doma, Tina. Now I see a day in Coco 10. And maybe 1 week into our band terminal, and I'll be maybe 1 month tomorrow. Yami had my chest too much, you know. Yami, I don't mean for couldn't be in suffer. You couldn't be in suffer there. Yes, I feel it, you know. You're just here now, so Mr. Bonso American, or some country say, what's your wine and a rap, who you papa.
But it does a pa, Ben Amwani, I am for last caller now. And you want to tube you and a fee and so. Hello,
Ricardo.
Yes, sir.
Ricardo, you want my family, but you know.
Fetch him.
Well, what is your number 1 news there? The representative of the municipal assembly, what happened?
Aye, Mate.
And he made the mamma, Ukraine, yet to visit the grandma to my father. Come on, the man who are not around, but we are about how to focus, you know. Then you do papa, Tanya Benwell. Almost I'm a dad. I'm going to go there. There's no more woman. I said, I'm going to have what is now. I usually can't do all of it.
I don't know.
No, I'm sure about you are the boss. You are the boss. No way. I can't see the quality of your power. Number 1, I can't do it.
That's it. And so, that's it. Insurance of 4.5 for Monfanchame, into me, and fa a yet more cost no, a be a birthday near Ibina. Be one with Timino, I ready. I'm at the Jumadino at the brain. Jeff Macho, yes, start with also, dear no, na emphasis. Ulino, hey, Willie. Onana, so Onana need me home composan bois. You know, dear Namoka.
Maybe boss made do concern.
What?
Maybe Mumuna, because to be doing concern. May defend you so only one more. Be too cram in the budget. Hey, now my boss will be made that times will be doing concern.
And I mentioned the a picture idea, my Willie.
Sir, what kind of maybe my reaction to the sir, and I didn't know.
I made pictures in America.
And I'm a media.
And you did Papa.
Okay. Richard, I'm from an interim of USA. Now I can say senior journalist or no, and a tree local sports or Ashanti James or Shassi. Jerry Bismarck, Yao, and Kroma Yabois. Oh, and then the birthday.
The Don Ankasa birthday in
the Don Ankasa.
Wow.
And then the birthday. Michael Ajiman Yabois and their birthday, Papa, as your friend share from Sony Multimedia. So, never so happy birthday coupon show. No cost one on your cassette. Don't know Sabisumbia, Erade, and Manine, Kama, and Famau. Happy birthday to Michael Ajiman Yabois. Now, Minkoyo, Germany, and then Victoria Ajiman.
ne ba pidgin birthday
okay
ɛwɔ Germany na your friend Princess Graciela Quenin and a Quenin a birthday now I got some mommy Victoria German over pa brother James and I found some sister Lola omo nyina sim chef from so na ma our dapene and onya 12 years yakopon ko so anu nsho no nya okese no sabe so bia ewade e ma nye kama emfa ema.
Okay, mami trust na anaye Oxford Osebrobi a birthday fe the friend Oxy my boy and Oxford Osebrobi AD and birthday Oxy anopay omame Jacqueline Edu Wahima and our papa Osebrobi and our rich auntie oba pafra I say yemi show happy birthday nyamin show now koswa anya okese in fact de nyankopon de ma won se fa bras asiso e fa beboa obusua e no man Ghana ni nyina no ni nyina emrem enso emfama happy birthday my boy Oswald Osei Brobi Oxy. Second one on me call Italy na uli chance na hey uli adwuma so utrem fi owurafi. Second one yene ankasa yene apani Isaac Sita Donko on a committee chairman at the Ghana Nationals Association our Italy Udini ona Isaac Donko Sita Donko and so our chairman baby will be happy birthday to you bro nyamisha no nkoswa enya okese awudiamu nhire bia nyankopon emfa enmo Isaac Sita Donko committee chairman at the Ghana Nationals Association our Italy Udini anope nyankopon nkoswa na unshraus de medi wie kra no ayeye we de mian kasa me sofo kwakubuaten ne maame edafom nyame ayadoma on the 7th of March ya awo aye bawro funeral grounds so na ye ne kama pa enti ye to ensa de efre ayadofo mo free chichi ne benche mu nyina momra na momeboa ema aye sofo kwakubuaten ne maame aye oba pani Alice Boating awonyane baby ekono nyame adoma on the 7th you see next month the first week of aye March and aye no eba so awo aye bawro funeral grounds so ntino biamra na yenkoboa ma aye sofu kwakubuating ensie aye ne maame kama pa living waters fountain baptist awo asokore mampo mu nyina no adu amu bia nyine hu mfrim mu na momra na yemfa yen support enkoma papa ma bibia no enye kama ade che Sunday na yakọ na accessory no ewo St. Augustine Catholic Church na bibia no enso etimi ay kama ze de sorry na abinwa